ages 4 and up. Explore all Pure Z's kids products at ZQuil.com.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you're an agent or broker in group benefits, get ready to learn about an exciting and innovative new program to offer your clients. Eternal Benefit is now offering the first pre-planning program that's available as a payroll deduction and allows benefits for the entire family. Our pre-planning program can include coverage for yourself, your spouse, plus your immediate family, including parents, children, grandparents, and even aunts, uncles, and cousins. Looking for a great reason to contact your clients? This is it. No more meetings where you have nothing new to offer. Eternal Benefit plans lock in and provide for funeral and burial expenses regardless of price increases. Employees can now take care of their family member without pressure. Choose from hundreds of funeral homes and cemeteries. Plans are completely transferable, even if your clients move to another state. The program pays some of the highest commissions in the group benefits area. Find out more. Go to eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. Eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SMART for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code SMART. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SMART for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SMART.
Section.
Hey, gang, sorry I'm late. The other surgery went a little longer than anticipated.
Nah, you haven't missed much.
Oh, good. What's this guy getting? A car?
He's selling his kidney to get a new HVAC system installed.
Oh, an overpriced HVAC system. This is like the third person this week.
So you think the hot weather's over? Not if your AC isn't keeping you cool. That's why thousands of Arizonans depend on Desert Diamond Air for 24/7 emergency service, to diagnostic checkups to full replacement. Desert Diamond specializes in both residential and commercial HVAC systems with competitive pricing and experience to service and repair all major AC brands. And with federal tax credits up to $2,000, it's a great time to replace your AC system. Go to DesertDiamondAir.com or call 602-609-7288. That's 602-609-7288. Or search Desert Diamond Air on your mobile phone today.
Live from the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
Here we go.
This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it from somebody. You better look into some tampering. Everybody better look into some tampering. There's been some tampering. Hey, everybody. It's, what is it? Oh, it's Wednesday. Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And yo, NBA man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all didn't hear from me, but I heard from somebody.
Tampering? Tampering by who?
Didn't you hear what happened, Randy? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
my God.
Dame to Milwaukee, and yes, and there was some movement. DeAndre is no longer his son. He's going to Portland.
Yeah.
And what was the other guy?
All right, I'll give you the whole thing. Here it is.
All right, here we go.
So Dame Lillard goes to the Bucks to win many championships with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Tampering.
Portland is going to get Drew Holiday, DeAndre Hayton, and Tumani Kamara. The Suns get nothing good. Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen.
Yeah.
We were just making jokes about him the other day. Nasir Little and Keon
Yeah.
You're in this trade?
Well, not me. Keon Johnson.
Oh,
it's a different Keon.
What's your last name?
Rose.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the 3-team deal right there. I don't think anybody's happy about this. Dame Lillard is not probably completely happy about this because he wanted to go to the Heat. DeAndre Ayton, I don't know if he's happy about it or not, to go to Portland. And should we be happy? Is this good for us? I mean, Yusuf Nurkic.
He's a good player.
Grayson Allen.
Okay, I mean Grayson Allen is.
Can we just cut him now?
It wouldn't be financially wise, but I want to. Like if I were Matt Ishby, I would have just jumped over the table to James Jones and just said, just drop him. Let everybody else can stay, but drop him. Am
I the only one asking who the hell are these people other than great clown ass Grayson Allen?
I just want to know who's going to play center for the Phoenix Suns moving forward.
It's Nurkic. It'll be Yusuf Nurkic.
Nurkic.
Yeah,
but he's like a number 2 center. He's not a number 1 center, right?
I mean,
our last center was number 2, so
he
last center was number 3.
No, I mean Nurkic is a number 1 guy, but like the elite number 1 guys, there's like you could count them on one hand in the league.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So you were never going to get one of those guys back for DeAndre Ayton. Like that's the thing.
So did the Suns come out of this smelling good or bad?
I don't even know what I'm smelling. Keon Johnson, Nasir Little.
They're for depth. I mean, they're going to be bench guys, and they're good bench guys. Like they're quality role players. And you need quality role players on a team. And I think that with this rotation where you're going to have Beal and Durant and Booker, if you're going to get those guys any amount of rest, you're going to need rotational guys, to go out with them. So it's that in that regard, those are solid pieces. Really, whether or not this trade winds up being a good trade for the Suns is what they get out of Yusuf Nurkic, who I think is a good basketball player. He's a really good defender.
He's going to hustle.
And he can shoot threes. So he's going to be able to give space.
Do we want our center shooting threes?
I mean, yeah, if you have a center that can shoot threes, because it's not like he has to on every play, but if he has the ability to do that, he pulls the other team's center out of the paint. And now there's a driving lane for Durant. Now there's a driving lane for Booker. And those guys are mid-range guys. So having him clog up that area is actually kind of better.
What does Keon Johnson bring us?
I mean, he brings you a guy that again, quality defender, can score pretty well. But he's going to be coming off the bench. He's going to be a second unit guy.
Yeah,
same thing with Nasir Little. Like those two guys are going to be. They're just there to make the team much deeper. The Nurkic thing is kind of what this hinges on, and it just depends on how you feel about DeAndre Ayton, knowing that he's massively talented, but he never seems to quite live up to that. Or a guy like Nurkic who's going to be consistent night in and night out. And you're not going to have to necessarily worry about, he just didn't feel like trying today. The downside of this is Nurkic is not healthy very often. Like that's a problem.
I don't think this is about him. I don't think it's about any of these guys. I think it's about unloading DeAndre Ayton. And I think the Suns aren't done yet. I think somebody else is coming. And maybe some of these guys stay, some of these guys go. But the only thing we saw go bye-bye was DeAndre Ayton, right? That's the only person who left the Suns.
Well, Tumani Kamara wasn't
he one of ours?
Yeah.
Okay, so two guys, and we got 4 back. And then none of these guys really move the needle. No, you're probably not going to get the elite level of DeAndre Ayton back, but do you feel like that the Suns are going to be satisfied with Nurkic? I don't know. I think somebody else is on the way.
I mean, maybe. I think that they're in a position where maybe they'll be satisfied with Nurkic for a little while, because he could do the job and he is a legitimate starting center in the NBA, and not,
How does he handle Luka? How does he handle Doncic?
He's not going to really have to handle Luka because Luka's a small forward. So they're not going to really.
Yeah, I know, but you saw. I'm thinking of somebody else. Jokic. How's he going to handle Jokic?
How's he going to handle? I mean,
I get the Doncic and the Jokic's.
He's going to handle Jokic the same way everybody else did, which is badly. Yeah, he's going to beat him up.
So he'll be no worse off.
No, not really. And at least with Jokic is going to be also shooting threes. If you want to have that matchup kind of go tit for tat and say, hey, look, I mean, our big guy can shoot threes as well. Not necessarily to answer Jokic, but in a situation where, if you have to double Durant, if you have to double Booker, then guess who's going to be open?
Doesn't this bring us a new level of play for the Phoenix Suns, especially under the hoop? I mean, DeAndre Ayton, let's face it. Former number 1 overall pick. We overpaid for him. It was a mistake. Our new Nurkic? Is that his name? Nurkic.
Yusuf Nurkic.
So is he going to be a guy that's going to flame out in the middle of a game? Is he going to get intimidated by some of these other centers? And are we going to change the way we defend some of these guys?
Randy, I think you're going to find he's going to be just as much of a issue as DeAndre Ayton sometimes made himself. I don't think that the focus is on how we're going to play at center unless somebody else is coming. I think that the Suns' focus is going to be playing a different kind of ball.
And because Nurkic can be a quality defender, he's perfect for what Vogel is looking for. Frank Vogel wants to at least have some element of defense here, and his defenses are all built around having a big guy he can rely on, which is probably why DeAndre Ayton's not here. Because he probably felt like he can't. If he felt like he could rely on DeAndre Ayton game in and game out, he'd still be here.
I get what 2 teams are doing right now. I don't get what the third. Let me tell you, I get what the Bucks are doing. Yeah, of course. Get Dame Lillard in there with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bam, here comes another finals. I get what the Suns are doing. Unload DeAndre Ayton and see what you can do. I don't get what Portland is doing. Is Portland a better team than they were 5 minutes ago? I don't know that they are. I don't know that. They're looking at like, well, DeAndre Ayton, generational, center. Okay, now what? Portland is losing this thing, except for they get Milwaukee's 2029 unprotected first-round pick, an unprotected Milwaukee swap rights of 2028 and 2030. But outside of that, I don't feel like this.
They
helps
want
Portland.
They want the picks, but they're just interested in blowing this thing up. Okay, they wanted the Lillard thing to be over, and so they're trying to rebuild. They just drafted Scoot Henderson, who I think is going to be a very good basketball player in this league, and so they're going to try and build around Scoot. So I don't see anything wrong with they receive DeAndre Ayton, kick the tires on DeAndre Ayton, see what's there. While your team isn't going to be any good, if he's not any good, guess what? You're tanking. If he is good, well, now you've got a big guy to go along with the point guard you just drafted. They're looking further down the road than this year. Didn't make them better now, but with the draft picks and
28, 29, and 30. They're not even going to get any new guys in there for 5 years.
From the Bucks,
right.
But they're obviously going to have their own picks.
Sure.
And so they're rebuilding. They've basically looked at the situation and went, we can't put a team around Damian Lillard fast enough to make him happy. And if we just keep him on the roster, he makes us too good to actually draft a high pick. So they needed to get a little bit worse. So they move on from Lillard and get a situation that was getting worse by the day, just out of their building.
I really hope that this is not the end of it. I hope that there's more moves to come by the Suns.
I'm sure there are.
Because this just feels flat. I know we got rid of DeAndre Ayton, and I guess that helps out with the money. And also, we want to get somebody in there who wants it. And you can tell me that Yusuf wants it, but I just feel like this is incomplete.
Yeah, it's just that I don't know exactly who they would target next, but you've just taken DeAndre's contract, essentially, and you've split it across 3 people. So that's an easier contract to move. Like, it was impossible to basically say, hey, look, we want to be able to move DeAndre Ayton for somebody, because somebody was going to have to agree to take on that massive contract. And it was going to be tough to find a trading partner. Now you've split that one bad contract into 3 smaller contracts. So if you really want to be able to pick up somebody else, you can do something with the contracts of, Nasir Little and Keon Johnson, maybe even Nurkic if somebody is really, desperate for what he has to offer. So, yeah.
I hope you made your bet for the Bucks to win the NBA Finals yesterday, because now the sports books have it at 4-1. So you ain't going to make no money on that. So if you had that bet yesterday, hold on to that tightly, my friend, because I think that's a really damn good bet. Let's go to the text line, see what people have to say. Hefty Lefty says, ooh, big old NBA trade. Rectinator says, ding dong, DeAndre is gone. Now on the clock, Kyler Murray. Okay. Let's see. Blissful Hayes says, O.J. Simpson said if Justin Fields doesn't get better soon, the Bears will bench him for Tyson Bagent. You have to believe O.J. He was always on the cutting edge. He's also a killer. Okay. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now.
Talking NBA right now.
Mr. Pringle says, first rule in NBA trades, do not trade a brother for a pasty bastard. Sons are stupid. The pasty bastard being Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen is not bad because of his
He
race.
is a pasty
He's just
bastard.
a bad person.
He's
just a horrible human being.
Yeah, if you want to call him White Devil, I'm not going to get mad.
Well, he played for Duke. He
no problem.
literally is.
That's a good point. Whopper says, great deal for the Suns. You'd never win with 8. Never. Thunder Snow says, Suns basically traded for a lesser center in Nurkic than Ayton, but they created depth. I'd say it's a mediocre trade. Grayson Allen will be a good backup for Beal and Booker, but he's still a douche. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the thing about Grayson Allen is he actually is a legitimately decent basketball player.
And a complete douche.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I think Grayson Allen's a baller. I think he's a true baller.
Yeah, when he's not kicking people in the.
I think he's a true
Ginobili's.
baller.
Fish Tank says, did we clear enough cap space with Ayton leaving to land another big name? Well, there'd be more.
You're
more
more
people moved
You're
around.
more flexible because the
Let me
contracts
ask
kind
you
of have to match.
So with Grayson Allen, Nasir Little, and Keon Johnson, who's leaving the Suns? Because we have too many people now. So who are they better than on our roster?
On your roster?
Because we only had 2 guys go out. We had 4 guys come in. So 2 people got to go. If you look at the lineup.
Yeah, I think that I maybe Nasir Little's probably the guy to go.
Okay, out of everybody,
but between the 2 of them,
unless he's better than somebody we already have.
Yeah, I'm trying to look, but I can't think of anybody off the top of my head right now because you've got Yuta Watanabe. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't put him ahead of him. Eric Gordon, I wouldn't put them ahead of him. Yeah, I think that you've just got a lot of trade pieces right now. I wouldn't put him ahead of TJ Warren. Maybe Tremezi Metu could be moved. But yeah, you're talking about guys you're going to add to sweeten the deal to sort of make some contracts match up in a trade. So somebody's probably going to get released, but I can't imagine who, because it's going to be
or part of the next move. Fish Tank, I really do think that they are going to bring in somebody. There's something else about to happen. I believe that. Fish Tank also says, I hope we cut Grayson Allen. I don't want to root for that dude. Some people are saying, I don't want to root for that dude. Other people are saying, all right, I'll root for that dude now. I mean,
he's on your team now. I mean,
right.
I don't.
He's a villain unless he's on your team. Mr. Wilbur says, my Siri will not understand me. I've been trying to tell you the new player that the Suns Scott, but can you tell me how tall he is? What is he talking about?
I think he's asking how tall is Yusuf Nurkic. He's 6'11".
It's pretty tall. That's almost like Big George tall. Well, the Suns bots are here, but I'm going to pass that. Let's see. Baker's Cocky Hen says, no more Ayton. Thank goodness. Now the Suns have a little like the Cardinals. He's not little. He's 6'11". A couple inches shorter than DeAndre Ayton. Donnie says, who you guys going to blame this year when things go haywire? Which it will since Ayton's gone. Well, it went haywire when he was here, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Donnie. 0-3. Stay in your lane.
He just kicked you in the Vikings.
Stay in your lane.
Fish Tank says, yeah, I hope we cut Grayson Allen. Another Suns bot right here. Blissful Hayes says, will Jokic Landale be the Suns starting center? He's already gone. He went someplace else in another move, didn't he?
Yeah. Hold on. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
I forgot what team he ended up on. Rectinator says, hey, it's Wake and Bake. Nope, you're still the Rectinator. I don't know why we changed it, but we're keeping it that way. We might have even told you at the time it was changed that it had to stay that way. So, no. Niner Annapolis says a center that can actually dunk the ball and rebound. Sweet. Silver Pop says, Randy, win, lose, or draw, I always pick My Cardinals. That was yesterday. I'm having some weirdnesses with the text line. He says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Quick question. You guys are saying Grayson Allen is a douche, but in the past, you guys praised Draymond Green. Help me understand the logic. They're both douches. Grayson Allen is a dirty player. Draymond Green is an annoying player. There's two big differences. Grayson Allen will intentionally injure a guy. He will intentionally do certain things. Draymond Green, I guess he's annoying.
Draymond can be dirty. Here's my thing.
Grayson Allen is dirty.
Here's the thing, though. I just don't like anything else about Grayson Allen.
Yeah.
So, it's like they're like the thing is like Draymond Green is an actual leader of a team.
Yeah.
Guys rally around him,
Right.
they follow him.
And he can play.
Yeah.
So since Grayson Allen's been in the NBA, has he been in trouble?
Oh yeah, he's been in some.
I mean, he's
some
been
Has he?
suspended a couple times.
Has he?
I mean, in a basketball, so he hasn't been in trouble.
We're talking about on the court.
legally, but has he been fined or suspended for punching people in the Ginobili's and such?
What about lately?
I mean,
What's he been doing?
the off season?
A couple things.
What
last
do you mean
year.
off season? What happened last year? Tell me what happened last year that for Grayson Allen.
Yeah, Keon's bringing that up. Average Joe says, yeah, drop Grayson. He's a dirty ass player. Baker's Cocky Hen says, every team needs a good villain. Lost Toby wants to know who will be the first Sun hurt this season. I'm taking Durant at plus 180. Oh, dude, don't take odds on a guy getting hurt. I mean, unless
Thank
it's
you.
like Deshaun Watson.
Thank you.
So, yeah, what now we've seen, Randy, haven't you watched Grayson Allen play?
I've watched him, but I want to know.
This is just 2023.
Okay, so this is only this last year.
These are not the list of the incidents. These are just the list of the technical fouls that he acquired.
Oh, we're talking tech fouls. So now we're talking
but what
Draymond
did-
Green. Okay, go ahead.
What did he do to get them? He likes to kick, Randy.
He does
Draymond
like to
Green.
kick. He also likes to punch.
He likes to
Draymond
punch. He
Green.
likes to poke. No, great.
Draymond
Draymond Green. I haven't seen him punching guys. He
Oh,
punched a
please.
guy. He punched a guy in practice. That ain't the same.
Draymond Green.
Okay, but Grayson Allen's not leading you to a title. Draymond is. Draymond.
How do you
can.
know? How do you know?
Because he's been in the league for how long is Grayson
6,
Allen in the league?
7?
So this might be his season. This might be the year.
Okay. I mean, he's been in the league for 5 years. You don't if you haven't been a team leader for 5 years, you
Who's
don't.
he been with for 5 years?
The Bucks.
Okay, the Bucks. And who else?
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
So
I mean,
so
you
5
just
years-
don't wake up one morning and
I
say,
always
if
forget
he's
that he's
been-
on the Bucks.
So if he's been with the Bucks for 5 years, he's won a championship. Has
He
he,
has
or has he
not.
not?
He didn't.
he has won a championship. Yeah,
His
But
team
that's
won
the
a
reason why
championship.
I
Yes or
specifically
no?
said be a team leader for a championship because
But no, well, not even.
well, yes,
He
because
was riding the bus, Randy.
no, it does matter because there
If he's riding the bus, he's part of the team. He plays. Yes. or
yes,
no?
but I'm talking about a guy that
Limited
leads
minutes.
you to a team. Simply
Yeah.
having Grayson Allen on a roster doesn't make the roster better.
I say it's the same as Draymond Green.
It's
Sorry.
not because
It's a sa- oh,
we
it's a
see-
sa-
we
oh
see-
my
Apples
God.
and rotten oranges.
we
Oh
see
my
we
God.
see the Warriors without Draymond.
Oh,
They can't
my
defend
God.
anybody when he's not there. Wait, you add Grayson Allen to a team like we're
What
not
did he
talking about.
do? What did he do
Randy,
in
Grayson
23?
Allen is a bench player while Draymond Green's a starter.
Well, okay, but what did he do last year? What was his technicals? I still haven't
my
heard that.
God. I'm gonna
answer.
pull
trying
up
to
the-
look
the
them up. It's not that
specific-
they're not there. Randy.
No, because I had
I just don't want to vilify a guy.
I pulled
that's
up
not a villain.
because
Randy,
I pulled up Smo
he's
Track.
been a villain ever since he was at Duke. A
I
guy
think
who
it-
doesn't pay that close attention to college stuff, has knowledge of Grayson Allen, has seen him be dirty in college. That is a guy who transcends playing dirty.
I'm sorry. I mean, I love you guys, but I don't agree.
Well, how much have you seen of Grayson Allen? Did
I've
you
seen a
pick
lot.
him
I
out
know
of a lineup?
I know Duke. He was a quote unquote ball kicker, but what
it
has he
wasn't
done?
quote unquote. He literally
Yeah.
did that
But-
And
well,
won
many times.
it in the NBA too.
So did Draymond Green.
But he is a guy that can lead a team to a championship. He is a heart and soul of a team. Grayson Allen has never been that. And now that he's here with the Suns, he's still not going to be that. Like,
You don't know that.
I'm
Sorry.
fairly confident. I don't
Nah,
know that
sorry.
100%, but I can go 85% and say he ain't doing it.
Yay,
You know what? I'll
75%.
feel very confident he ain't doing it.
We need to take a break. And also, he might not even be here by the time the season starts.
That's
We'll see
true.
how this whole
That's true.
thing plays out.
That's true.
The list
That's
I pulled up didn't have the specific incidents, but he was given a technical 4 times this season and fined a grand total of $12,000.
Yeah.
4 times.
So why
and
don't you
Draymond
just,
Green had how many texts?
Why don't
How
you
many-
Google every dirty thing Grayson Allen's done? Maybe
So
they'll
it's
tell
like
you
it's
there.
like all of the downside of Draymond Green, but none of the upside.
That's
Oh,
well
please.
said. We have to take a break. We'll talk about this more when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brett Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
Thursday Night Football, it's an NFC North matchup as the Detroit Lions head to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers to kick off week number 4. Both teams at 2-1. Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, and completing 56% of his passes. The Lions are a road favorite by 1.5 minus 104 against the spread, while the Packers getting a 1.5 minus 118. On the money line, the Lions minus 118, while the Packers are plus 100. The over-under at Lambeau, 45.5. The over minus 115. The under minus 105. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is 0 risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Let's go, Phoenix. If you're a City of Phoenix voter, vote yes on question 1 through 4 of the Go Phoenix special bond election on November 7th. Your yes vote supports important city projects, a children's museum, improvements to libraries and parks, affordable housing, helping our seniors, plus enhances community safety through fire, police, roadway, and pedestrian infrastructure. All this and so much more with no tax increase. So on November 7th, vote yes on question 1 through 4 and let's go, Phoenix.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry.
Auburn has won the Iron Bowl!
It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls.
Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back!
It's the national rankings. It's college football.
The Sooners right down the field.
Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. The very Daily Blender kind of thing where there's a major trade. DeAndre Ayton leaves, Dame Lillard goes to the Bucks, and we're all arguing about whether or not Grayson Allen is an a-hole. That's how we do. It's like it's a very Brady Christmas. It's a very Daily Blender trade. 888-368-1580. And no, Rectinator, you can't have your old name back. I'm demanding it. You can demand all you want. You ain't getting crap. I don't remember why we changed your text or nickname. I think that was your idea. Or you were like trying to be funny and you're like, I'm a new guy. And so, no, you're stuck with the Rectinator. That's who you are. Baker's Cocky Hen says Grayson Allen likes to use his feet to play basketball. Yeah, he likes to kick. He's a kicker.
Except
so does Draymond Green.
Instead of kicking the ball, it's people.
Yeah, well, so does Draymond Green.
But they're not the same player, though.
He says every team needs a good villain. Seriously, give me the douchiest guy in the league, but I prefer him to be more physical and less trippy. Yeah, he does like to trip people.
I get that, but like for me, I don't mind a guy that's a villain. I don't mind a guy that's a jerk. I don't mind a guy that plays hard. I don't mind a guy that gets under the skin of his opponent. But you know that you're going to cost the team in points. You're going to cost the team potentially in fines and things like that. I need your talent to offset that. This is why I don't like Dylan Brooks very much, because Dylan Brooks doesn't give you back enough on offense or defense, really. Like, it doesn't give you enough to make up for what he does on the floor. And if you can't do that, I don't want you.
Fish Tank says people are saying Mac Jones is the Grayson Allen of the NFL after that nut tap he did on Sauce.
So one nut tap, you're calling him the Grayson Allen of the NFL?
He's not just one. He actually now Mac Jones has started to pile up some fines and some flags for that sort of activity. We're not just pulling this out of our butt, Randy. It's
after
happening.
The whistle stuff. That stuff is, come on.
These are things that are actually happening. Harvey Putswaddler says Grayson Allen was drafted by Utah, traded to Memphis after a couple seasons, joined Milwaukee 2 seasons ago. He's still dirty, but he has progressed over the years talent-wise.
How is he dirty?
How many
players has Grayson Allen hurt their career?
Well,
how many players? You
don't
want
have
to talk
to
about
hurt a guy
dirty.
to be dirty.
I mean, you talk about a guy like Conrad Dobler of the Cardinals that used to go after guys and break their knees and break their legs and break their arms and such. What does Grayson Allen
can't do
to
that
be
in
called
basketball,
a
Randy.
dirty player?
All the above, except for nobody's going to get away with breaking legs in basketball.
I'm sorry.
Whopper says, is he Bill Laimbeer dirty? No Suns need a guy to mix it up. I'm sorry. It was no Suns need a guy to mix it up. Nobody used Bill Laimbeer dirty.
The NBA simply will not allow you to be that dirty.
You guys need to go back and look at some Bill Laimbeer
We're talking
tapes.
about as things are
Look
now.
at some
Randy.
Rodman tapes.
We can't
look
just
at some
keep
of that
doing
stuff.
every show
But
where we go in the
seriously,
Wayback Machine and talk about how things used to be.
Look at what Laimbeer gave you for being dirty.
Average Joe says Grayson literally tries to injure players. Is the NBA equivalent of Vontez Burfict. Draymond Green's an annoying player like Brad Marchand.
Randy, it's true. It's true. It's true.
Give me one player Grayson Allen has hurt.
DeMar DeRozan?
One player.
DeMar DeRozan.
He just gave you one right there.
One player.
DeMar DeRozan is the answer to your question.
Is DeMar DeRozan not playing in the NBA right now?
He is, just because
I'm sorry. He's still making what?
He came
millions
back.
So wait,
in
so
the NBA?
so he came back from the injury, so Grayson's fine.
So what did he do to DeMar DeRozan? Did he
elbowed
break his
him
leg?
in his neck coming from behind. DeRozan didn't see him.
God.
Okay, you know what?
Here's
I
another one.
I can't convince you of anything, because if being elbowed, because I'm telling you right now, if I'm playing pickup ball and somebody does to me what Grayson Allen did, I'm going to jail and you're going to the hospital. You cannot cannot elbow people in their neck when they don't see you, dude. He's setting a screen.
Grayson Allen knocked Caruso out for 8 weeks once. I don't remember how he hurt Caruso.
Oh my God, I don't even remember. Because I didn't see the game. But yeah, I mean, no, that I believe that was either last season or the season before. It's not. He just started and he was immature and now he's growing up. This is Grayson Allen. That's who he is. He's been this dude for the 5 years he's been in the league.
Lost Toby says, if you look at the careers, Allen's career, he's plus 256. Green is plus 4150. That's his plus minus. I don't know what that means, but it sounds very impressive.
It means the amount of points your team outscored the other team by while you were on the floor.
So when Allen's on the floor, plus 256. When Draymond Green's out there, it's plus 4,150, Randy. Baker's Cocky Hen says Grayson Allen seems like the type of guy who probably played lacrosse at Duke too.
That's a reference.
So even though Duke, even though Duke lacrosse was shown to be innocent.
Yeah, that was a joke, Randy. People are. Why are you so upset about this?
I was like,
I'm tired of hearing about these guys that are villains that are not villains.
Grayson is
always been that.
He is, and it's not a thing people made up. Because I am an Eastern Conference fan, I end up watching a decent amount of Grayson Allen doing things. He's dirty.
Do you think we just picked on him for no reason? Like we could have just gone, oh, that Nasir Little, what a dirty son of a bitch. I mean, there's a long history of Grayson Allen being a dirty player,
and recently.
So, we'll see, Randy. Jagdog says, I don't know. Chris Paul punched a guy in the balls when he played for Wake Forest. Is he dirty? Well, he was then. Has he continued? Continued to do it over and over?
I don't have I don't have a double standard. Yes, Chris Paul's been a dirty player, but he's Chris Paul. What he gives you for what he does as a dirty player, what he actually gives you in basketball, is worth its weight in gold. It's worth all the other stuff.
And for all his weirdnesses, he's not as dirty as Grayson
Allen.
Yeah,
well, that's the other thing. But
today
I don't have a double standard on that. Chris Paul definitely has his fair share of dirty plays.
Today is National Chocolate Milk Day. I don't know if you know that. That's my favorite part of today. Yeah, am I too old to be drinking chocolate milk?
No,
never.
I hope not. Because in chocolate, everybody knows, was created back in 1900 BC by the Olmec, one of the earliest civilizations in Latin America, and then later on in 1494, Jamaicans they got close. They created chocolate water. They're like, ooh, this is nice, like hot chocolate with water. And then Hans Sloane,
Han Solo,
Irish physician. While in Jamaica, goes, hey, that's pretty good there, but let's put some milk in there, see what happens. Holy crap, it's much better. 1689 is when chocolate milk was invented.
It would be Jamaica.
Well, thank you, Han Solo. What was his name?
Yeah, it was Han Solo.
Han Solo. Thank you, Han Solo.
Fish Tank wants to know, hey, Randy, are you secretly related to Grayson Allen?
Next question.
I don't think there's any secret about it.
The internet thinks that.
Oh, now
Grayson
you guys
Allen,
going to pick on me?
Grayson Allen is. Wait, no, hold on.
On the Daily Blender now?
No, because you've never been a dirty player.
That's a good question. I think I'm the dirtiest player on the Daily Blender.
That's true. I can confirm. We can confirm that.
I feel like I might be offended if somebody took that away from me.
Do you see that the internet constantly speculates that Grayson Allen is actually related to Ted Cruz? They look like they're related. Just pull up their two pictures, put them side by side, and you decide.
And Ted Cruz wasn't so bad at basketball. Who did he play? Oh, that's right. He played Jimmy Kimmel in a game of basketball, and he actually came and balled out on it.
It wasn't bad.
A Rectinator says, hey, since there's a trade happening, how about trading my name? No, we're not. You're a Rectinator. We're never, ever changing your name again.
Yeah.
I like how many different times he's tried this and how many different ways.
It's not going to work, a Rectinator.
I feel like it was your idea from the beginning, even though I don't remember it. So, hey, listen, so we've got this big old trade. DeAndre Ayton is now gone, and I think there's still going to be some more things happen. But if they don't happen, did the Suns get better or worse?
See,
I know we got dirtier, right, Randy?
I see. Oh, you're gonna play that card, okay?
like we said,
the fires that died down, and
whatever you and Keon say, of course.
Like we said, the dirtiest member of the Daily Blender, Jeffrey O'Brien.
Did we get better or worse?
I don't know. I
think I have to see on the way to better.
I've got to see Nurkic play center against some of the best centers in the NBA. I don't know.
I feel like this is a do or die year, though, and I don't think they could be done here. I just don't.
I agree with you, Jeffrey. I don't think the Suns are done. I think they've gained some capital. I think they've They've made some moves, and we'll have to wait and see what happens as things progress. But is Nurkic better than DeAndre Ayton? I don't know.
I mean, in terms of just actual skill and physical ability, no.
I got a better
he's not.
question. Is Yusuf Nurkic better than Jacques Landale?
Yeah.
And Jacques Landale came in at certain times and played better than DeAndre Ayton. So I feel like the effort that Landale had, and maybe whatever the effort defensively that Yusuf Nurkic is going to have, maybe it does make us better. I don't know. I mean, again, until you see him play, right?
It's about the consistency, and if he's going to be able to give you that, because again, like for him, injuries are going to be a factor in a way that they never were for Ayton. Because say what you want about DeAndre Ayton, he was just always damn out there. But when you look at what Nurkic can give you, he's going to be a guy that consistently plays every night. Does it mean that all of a sudden he's going to be, taking out Joel Embiid? No, not really. But
but that's not the guy we need to worry about, Keon.
Right. You got Jokic in the conference, and I get that, but
that's the guy we got to worry about.
Nobody's figured out Jokic. Like, that's the thing. We just need Nurkic to be enough of an offsetting factor that the other members of the Suns, the superstars you're really paying, can do what they do. And Nurkic kind of fits that game plan a little bit better.
Well, I think it's to be continued. I don't think it's over. But if it is over, if this is the team we're going to have going forward, all we can do is see how they play together. Listen, we are going to have to take a break, but listen, I want to remind you that this hour is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS.com is celebrating 30 years with a special offer, up to 30 risk-free bets and the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus. Get started today at BetUS.com. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is offering a 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, the perfect offer for crazy plays, like the famous butt fumble. It's the GOAT of embarrassing plays.
Really, remember when you bet me you could do a live show with a GOAT as your co-host, and he face-kicked you?
Thankfully, I didn't take the under on that one.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect today. The industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Do you work outside or know anyone that does? It's that time of year across Arizona where working in high temperatures can cause a workplace injury, cramps, rashes, exhaustion, dizziness, even heat stroke. Know the signs and protect yourself from a heat stress injury. Get plenty of water, rest, and shade while at work. Learn more from the Industrial Commission of Arizona. Just visit heat.az.gov. That's heat.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Industrial Commission of Arizona.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Here's the rundown for all the play-by-play that we got this week. Tomorrow, we got Lions and Packers for your Thursday night football. And then on Friday, we got Yuma Catholic at St. Mary's. It's like a crusade. They're going to come all the way from Yuma, and we'll see what happens. 7 p.m. on Friday. Saturday, we got college football for you. LSU is at Ole Miss at 2:30 p.m. Sunday morning, bright and early, you got Falcons and Jaguars in England. And it's also the Toy Story game. So if you want to watch that, just go ahead and turn on your Disney Plus. You get to see the game, but with Toy Story characters. This ought to be good. 9:30 a.m. Dolphins and Bills. 4:30 p.m. Chiefs and Jets for Sunday night football. Then on Monday night football, we got the Seahawks and the Giants at 4:30. So there you go. That's the whole rundown right there. We are very busy here at 1580 The Fanatic. Please don't bother us.
Dolphins, Giants, the Dolphins, Bills.
Yeah.
That's going to be the game.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're probably
I think so.
Yeah. We'll go over all our picks and figure out what the best games are tomorrow here on the Daily Blender.
What do you guys lean in that game? What do you guys thinking?
You want to just keep going with the Dolphins, but I just don't see the Bills being held down forever, but probably still leaning Dolphins. I don't know.
Are you?
I am too. Yeah. I just like that offense a lot. Mike McDaniels is a brilliant coach.
Blissful Hayes says Suns now officially have no good defenders except for Slipknot man Okogie. I don't know if that's altogether true. And they just said that this new guy, the Steve Jurich, whatever his name is a good defender.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
he's a solid defender. He had a pretty good defensive rating last season.
Fish Tank says, can't we make the Broncos and the Bears the Toy Story game? Kids won't know what they're watching. Yeah, that'll be the ugliest game in NFL history right there. No, it'll be the best game of the week probably because like the Jeffrey O'Brien rule of mediocrity is one bad team against another bad team looks like a good game because now they're at a similar level and nobody's getting blown out. Lost Toby says, what's worse, being a Broncos fan or a Bears fan right now? That is tough. Probably
Bears fan.
I don't know, but the Broncos though. It was supposed to be, hey, here comes Sean Payton. He's here to save us. Oh, look, we got Russell Wilson. That'll make the difference. And year in and year out, it just keeps being horrible no matter what they do.
Yeah, I like it. Just seems like they did overpay for Russell Wilson, but like that contract. Yeah, because I mean, if he turns it around, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying it's possible. But if that doesn't pan out, then they're in a good position to try and replace him. Where with the Bears, they have more problems than just Justin Fields. It's the coaching. It's so many players on both sides of the ball that I don't even know where you begin to start with the Bears.
Navy Brad says, hey guys, it was great to meet Dodger Roy today. Got a great bid for my air conditioning. Yeah, but that his name's not Dodger Roy. What was his actual texter nickname there? Yeah, that wasn't Dodger Roy. His name is Roy. But what's his texter nickname? Heavy Metal Maniac says Josh Dobbs was just happy to finally get his jersey. Yeah, that is true. He says, hey, guess what? Diamondbacks won again today. Hey, they're playing really well. They're going to make the playoffs. Go Diamondbacks. I hope you're all watching because if you're not, you're missing out on a pretty good baseball team this season. I watched the end of the game yes, the Diamondbacks are about to be 2 games up. Right now, they're 1.5. With a little bit of help, they'll be 2 games up. Pretty good, huh, Randy?
Absolutely. Diamondbacks keep grinding. They keep hitting the ball. They keep pitching well. So we've got to come home and take on the Astros. That's going to be a problem.
You think it's going to be a problem, huh?
Well, I mean, The Astros are defending champs.
Is there a chance they might just sort of take it easy? You know what I'm saying? Getting ready for.
You mean the Astros?
Yeah. Aren't they in the playoffs already? So like maybe they'll take it easy.
I don't know if they're going to take it easy. Texas is right there. So Seattle. Houston's going to play ball like they need to, and the Diamondbacks need to come out and keep doing their thing, man.
Yeah, Houston's
like
got
I
that
said,
last spot in the
just
American League
win
wild card. So.
Oh, I thought they were in. No, you're right. They're sitting there in the wild card.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, damn it. Okay. Listen, I think we've beat them before. Didn't we win a series against them?
Maybe. And they're playing pretty bad ball right now. So
yeah,
it might be a chance for the
their last 10.
All right. So that's not it ain't over till it's over kind of thing. And if we build up our pile against the Cubs, maybe that'll help. So but all I know is that today and yesterday things were going the way for the Diamondbacks.
Just win.
Yeah, Christian
Just win.
Walker went nuts on the White Sox, and then today we just held them to a big old goose egg. And and by the way, I win. Remember we did our preseason stuff on how many wins the Diamondbacks would have? I had the highest total, which is exactly 83. Now they're 84. So closest without going over wins, and that's this guy.
Sweet.
What did I win?
Nothing. We didn't agree to do anything about it. We were just talking.
I wish I would won something. Anyway, Lost Toby says, can't wait to see that wild card banner at Chase Stadium. Me too, actually. It's been a while.
We don't hang up wild card banners.
Moist One says Diamondbacks could knock Astros out of the playoffs completely if they goes the other way. It's a good point. I mean, they could go both ways.
Yep.
We could both get knocked out.
Yep.
We could both get knocked out. Against the Spreads on the text line. How you doing against the spread? He says, well, on behalf of Bears fans, I've never seen something that stinks so bad in my 40 years of life. Bears are the equivalent of watching a turd buffet perform on a Sunday. Their offense is constipation because they're always backed up, and their defense is diarrhea because everyone runs right through them. You are correct, but is that worse than the Denver Broncos? Are the Bears worse than Denver Broncos?
Yes. They are so much worse. Like, God, Denver lost a game this year where they actually scored 33 points.
Yeah.
It's not, it's ugly. And there are so many things that they could be doing better. Russell Wilson could be playing a whole lot better. I don't know exactly how much better Sean Payton can be. Honestly, I think he's trying to do everything he can. But that defense is definitely underachieving a little bit as well. But I feel like that's a Vance Joseph thing, which Randy called eons ago. So I just think,
experience.
yeah, I mean, it's just they're underachieving, but at least that's year one of Sean Payton. I don't think that Sean Payton, if the Broncos have a bad year, I don't think Sean Payton's going to sit on his hands and not figure out something to do to shake things up. Where the Bears have been bad. They were bad last year. They were bad the year before. And where they're supposed to be getting better, where they've made a lot of these savvy moves to get more draft picks, it hasn't panned out in anything.
Well, back to talking about the Diamondbacks and their chances. I was feeling pretty good until I heard Randy talk. And now I am feeling bad, even though they could be they're a game and a half up until the end of the day. See what happens. But you don't think we're going to make it, Randy?
No, that's not what I said. What I said was you got to keep winning. You got to keep winning. You got to go into every game expecting this to be your last game. You got to play with some strength. You got to play with some passion. You got to play with some urgency. And I think the Diamondbacks, if they can go in with Houston, take 2 or 3, we'll be fine.
So the Cubs, are the Cubs still in this, or are they completely out of it? But man, what Seiya Suzuki did to him, oh my God. Just dropped a fly ball.
Come on.
That hurt. Want to
get
away?
I mean, that's difficult. He said it went right into the lights. He couldn't see it. Thought he had a beat on it. He was about a foot off. I've been in that situation. That's hard. That's difficult to make a catch like that when you're staring right into the lights or the sun. That's tough.
So the Mets ground crew, I thought they were out of this, but I guess not, because the grounds crew for the Mets may have cost the Marlins a playoff spot. I guess it was raining on Saturday. They left the field uncovered, which made it unplayable, which then postponed a game. Well, why does that matter? Because, well, if they postponed the game, that means they had to make that up with a doubleheader. And if you get into the playoffs, a wild card or whatever, now you got a bunch of tired pitchers, and you're not going in there fresh and ready to go. You're going in there beat up and tired. So the ripples of that decision by the Mets ground crew not to cover the field, it could be the thing that destroys the Marlins playoff hopes.
You're right. Yeah.
Did they do that on purpose? Is that a thing?
I mean, nobody knows for sure, but it's not above the. It's not beyond the realm of understanding. Let's put it that way.
But yeah, that is bad news. Not enough rest. All your pitchers are going to be spent. It just does not bode well for the Marlins on that. I just want to say how happy I am. Remember how happy I was when the Yankees were completely eliminated from the playoffs? I was so happy about that. And then I got even happier on Monday because the stadium was just about completely empty. They canceled Aaron Judge bobblehead night, so nobody showed up.
Why did they cancel it?
I don't know, but they were going to give 18,000 bobbleheads out, so the first 18,000 fans were going to get that. And they decided, we're not going to do that. We're going to, we'll do that another time, like in 2024. So all the fans were like, well, there's no reason to go now. So if you saw any of the footage of the game, there was like 2 or 3 people there, and then over there, 2 or 3 people. It was sad. It was and it made me so happy. I can't tell you how happy I wish I'd watched the entire game just so I could have seen how sad they all were. Lost Toby says, yeah, that's the Mets' only win this year. And you give that game ball to the grounds crew. Let's see here. Yeah, all sorts of Sunsbots are active now all of a sudden. Moist One says Mets are winning 11-2 right now. Too bad they don't have a reason to. Heavy Metal Maniac says we have almost the exact same record as the Houston A-holes. They're good, but I'm not going to sweat them. You guys, frankly, I think we could beat them and move on in the playoffs. Well, there you go, Heavy Metal Maniac.
I mean, I think we can, but will we? I mean,
you're kind of a Debbie Downer today, man.
Really?
A little bit. Where's all that? Yay that you give the Cardinals. How come you can't give that to the Diamondbacks right now? Look at where we're at. Nobody expected we'd be in this good a position.
They cut Zach Davies today. They're bringing guys up from the minor leagues.
Okay. And that's depressing. Why?
We'll see.
Lost Toby says also Logan Webb should win the Cy Young.
What? Who?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Who's Logan Webb?
Who?
Yeah. Blissful Hayes says that the new center is a horrible replacement for Ayton. I don't think anybody was looking to completely replace. I think we were just looking to get rid of.
But whether or not you like the trade just depends on how you feel about DeAndre Ayton. If you think that DeAndre Ayton had some more potential and that maybe Frank Vogel and this new staff could have gotten it out of him, and you would have loved to have seen that, you probably don't like this trade very much. If you are someone who is annoyed with how inconsistent DeAndre Ayton could be on both sides of the ball, the low effort when it came to trying to score the basketball, the sometimes disappearing act that he would do on defense, then you're probably pretty happy with what happened.
Last Optimus says, as a Bears fan, I say being a Bears fan is worse. Ayton has Wilson performing much better, and he just made a mistake, and his defensive coordinator Well, that's another mistake, the hiring there. All right, good point, Last Optimist. Navy Brad says the Mets ground crew watched Bull Durham and left the field uncovered for a rainout. Lost Toby says leads the league in complete games and innings pitched with a 3.25 ERA. Logan Webb.
How many starts?
I ain't never heard. All right, guys, listen, that is 1 hour down, and we got 2 to go. We got a lot of football to talk about coming up, and also some hockey, if you believe that. Stunned looks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
This is good news, maybe exactly when you need it too. Right now, switching to MediShare can save you even more than usual on top of what you'll save each month by becoming a member of MediShare. And so many people are looking for a healthcare solution right now, especially given how inflation is affecting us. MediShare is the affordable, reliable alternative to health insurance. The typical family saves about $500 a month. You might save even more. And MediShare is a Christian community that's been sharing each other's healthcare costs for 30 years now, and they're making it easier than ever. Apply by October 31st, and you could save an additional $150 on your first month. I'll give you the number here in a second. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to get your additional savings. Maybe now is the time to make the switch like more than 400,000 people already have. Start saving. Here's the number. It's 855-51-BIBLE. You can call now. 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"? "You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa." Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It is Raymond and Austin on All Star Sports Radio. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is celebrating their 30th year. You can't miss offer. 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, and you can only get it from BetUS.com. An awesome offer for this season's wild plays.
Nice, like that infamous Tuck Rule back in 2002.
Tuck Rule, worst call in sports.
Man, you're like the old lady in the Titanic. It's been 21 years.
Hey, I'll be king of the world with Bet Protect. It's like having 30 get out of any Tuck Rule shenanigans in my back pocket.
But your back pocket is usually empty, bro.
Keep your shoulder pads on. Is there anything else about BetUS you haven't told me?
The less you know, the better. BetUS has live in-game betting, a 200% crypto sign-up bonus, and online casino for some blackjack.
You've been holding back.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect this football season. Visit BetUS.com for the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus and up to 30 risk-free bets. Or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US to get started.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. My biggest priority is for Arizona students to be more proficient at reading and math. That's why I'm making $40 million available to offer one-on-one tutoring for elementary school students in Arizona public and charter schools who did not test proficient. This program will offer more income for participating teachers, which they deserve. Visit azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
And K242 Rollins Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Everybody's all a titter that now DeAndre Ayton has gone down the driveway. He is no longer our problem, and he's no longer somebody we even need to argue about anymore. Now, it's a matter of what are the Suns doing next?
Yeah, Portland is they're kind of in the Western Division.
Yeah, but that's not going to hurt us. I don't think Portland's going to be any good. I mean, they got rid of Dame Lillard over to the Bucks.
It might.
Because they're trying to build around Scoot Henderson, and I don't think that Scoot Henderson is going to be Scoot the player he can be for at least another couple of years. I mean, he's a rookie.
Sorry, Moist one just texted in. Do you think the Bet US guys kiss? Your back pocket's usually empty, bro, he says, slowly guiding his meaty paw into the denim pouch adorned on his backside.
Why? The Moist one. Has the Moist one ever considered writing erotic fiction? Because I think that's his actual calling. And not texting into this show.
I feel like much of it would be illegal, though.
It might. Okay, that's true. That is a good point.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Ayton to Portland to die like all number one bigs. Odin, Bowie, now Ayton. Well,
that's usually guys that they draft, though.
Yeah. Lost Toby says 33 starts, same as Zach Gallen. He says about Logan Webb. Well, you really want us to know who you're talking about. We just don't.
So so Logan Webb, he's got an ERA this season of 3.25. Zach Allen's got an ERA of 3.49. Zach Allen actually pitched more innings. Let's see, Logan Webb 215. Zach Allen, 203. Sorry about that. Blake Snell 2.25. You're trying to tell me that Logan Webb, no, he's 11-13.
I've never heard of him. Big George says, why is Randy so sad today? Did his mom die? He says, come on, Randy. It's a good day to be a Diamondback fan. Diamondbacks won 3-0. Brandon Fat is the man, and I'm glad to see Zach Davies finally off the team. Marlins are losing big to the Mets, and the Reds are losing the Guardians. Go Diamondbacks. Can I cheer you up a little bit? I don't think Big George, I don't think Randy's responding to you right now. Hey, did you see that some fan threw a baseball at George Kirby? He chucked it at him from the stands. What the hell?
You know what? Stop it. Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, that goes without saying.
I mean, that's terrible. Don't do that.
Who chucks a ball at a guy on the field? I've never
some
seen
idiot
that.
at the ballpark, and they need to turn that guy in.
Oh, they got him. They went, and in fact, the crowd turned him in. He was ejected. He's banned from the stadium and all that. The video of George Kirby is pretty funny because it just barely kind of rolls over him. Just kind of grazes him a little bit.
Hey, hit him.
Well, it didn't hurt. It just kind of sort of
shocked him.
Fell. Oh yeah, he was just like, "What the hell was that?" He looked back over at is that the first base, second base? Who threw that at me? It's not. Luckily, whoever threw it, didn't have any kind of arm to do any kind of damage. But I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often. But what a jerk move right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Ow!
That's actual audio.
Yeah, that was George Kirby right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, he'll be gone for life, but the crowd took him out. They didn't take him out. They pointed him out, and then they yelled at him as he left. So
right.
He'll never do that again.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Yeah.
There's something I've been meaning to say since yesterday. We talked about how, every week we say who had the highest score of all the fantasy football leagues. And I just got to say, Heather from the land, she's a girl. And the fact that a girl came up in here and got 205.35 points and just beat everybody, or maybe I shouldn't be mentioning that. Maybe I should just be acting like that's normal and no big deal. And we got girls like.
No, I think you should.
Baby got Dak, who plays well. No, it's Randy. No. I guess you could play that for the fact that she's undefeated. That's nice. But
I just want to know, Heather from the land.
You already did, Randy. We don't need it twice.
What was the roster?
You said I could.
I imagine Keenan Allen is there.
Keenan Allen Wayans. Let's Let's take a look. Randy, you can stop. You can stop hitting that now. We're not.
Well, he said,
we're just looking at our roster. That's all we're doing. You don't.
right.
Please, you don't need to do that anymore. Let me go to the game center and see who she was playing,
All right.
because if you go back and you look at stuff and they've changed their lineup, that changes too. So I want to make sure I see the actual lineup that played for her on week 3. And one more button. I got it. Okay, here it is. Randy, you don't have to hit that. We're not.
I thought.
I think it's funny also, you know how they have the headline for, that little news story they do for you in the recap?
Mm-hmm.
Led by unexpected star Keenan Allen, Heather from the land. I didn't even want that. Heather from the land beats Sticky Wizzleteats. That's the name. That's the name. Sticky Wizzleteats. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
So here's the lineup for Heather from the land. Again, Randy, we're not announcing a prize. I'm just reading off who her whole. Oh my God, her lineup is amazing.
All right.
Josh Allen with 25.5 points. Christian McCaffrey with 22.9. The only down thing she had was Rashad White with 7.2.
Sounds like Ralph.
Amari Cooper with 29.6. Deebo Samuel with 28.1. Pat Freiermuth, the tight end, with 13.1. Keenan Allen Williams at 55.95. Riley Patterson, a kicker, 8 points, not bad. Cleveland Browns, 15 on the defense for her 205. That actually was pretty good. Again, I swear to God, I'm going to take that away from you. It's going to take it away from you. On her bench, the only thing that she had that could have done better is Zach Moss from the Colts. And why would you play White from Tampa Bay over Zach Moss? That part she could have had. I just turn off his feed if he does that again. I'm not playing. I ain't playing. So yeah, she would have had 220 points had she played Zach Moss. So I'm just saying that's impressive. I just wanted to bring attention to that because I feel like we glossed over it. So Heather from the land, that's pretty damn
that's
good.
pretty damn impressive.
Did Rosalie win? Oh yeah, she won. She did win. She's like one slot above me. Okay, turn it off. Turn them off. Nope. Every time you start to hear that music, drop it and then bring it back up when it's over. I warned you.
I'm sorry, Randy.
Pinocchio says Grayson Allen coming to the Suns is like Cam Newton going to the Pats. I hate having to root for players I've always hated. No, I know the feeling. But I just want you to know, I'm like the hipster. I'm the hatred hipster here. I hated Grayson Allen before it was hip. I hated him all the way back to Duke days.
Well, that most of the people that hate Grayson Allen hate him going all the way back to the Duke days. Because I mean, he's not great now.
I hated him in the
bad
womb.
at Duke.
When he was in the womb, I hated him.
Like,
Thank you.
Coach K was like, man, you've got to get yourself.
I hated
together,
his
man.
conception. I hated that.
Are you saying he was that you were there?
I was adjacent. I just, I can project retroactively backwards to it.
Very nice.
So I saw some rankings. First off, I'm going to ask you now. I don't care for the ESPN. I don't like ESPN. I think that they're a bunch of knuckleheads. They're always, I don't know. But I know you, Keon. You're pretty. You're pretty even keeled. Do you trust their writing? Do you trust their evaluations on things? Because I'm reading what they had to say about the Arizona Coyotes, and I don't know how I should feel about it. I don't know if I should take this and say, okay, this is good reporting, or should I just sort of discard this? Should I grain of salt this?
I don't read the hockey coverage nearly as much, but from the NBA stuff and the NFL stuff is always pretty good.
Well, they gave the Arizona Coyotes the 23rd position on the power rankings, which honestly might be kind of high. Or I don't know, low. I don't know what you think. But, Arizona Coyotes, I guess a bunch of guys with a lot of consonants in their names got together, former players or something. And they talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly of each and every team and why they ranked them where they ranked them. And one of the things that we have a good amount of is cap space, and that's a plus. But why are you playing that? Why are you playing that?
Good, bad, ugly.
Oh yeah, good point. Sort of a passing sentiment, but all right. You're not going to play music for everything I say today, are you? He's desperately. All right, turn him off if he does it again. I ain't playing, Randy. I ain't playing. Don't be childish. So, I just want to know if we can take what they say, seriously, or, if we just disagree with what they're saying,
Well, I know the team's pretty young, so, to have them at 23 on a power ranking is kind of cool because they can get better as the year goes and improve.
Well, here's what they have us ranked. They have us ranked 4th place in cap and contracts. They have us 12th place in prospects, the young players. They have us ranked 25 when it comes to owner, GM, coach. And I know that GM coach is respected by everybody in the league. Might be an issue with the owner because, getting kicked out of Glendale and then not getting your thing passed through Tempe, but that could change when everybody's like, yay, we're someplace in Fiesta Mall, whatever. And then his roster, they gave it a 29. So, there's some good players coming. So everything Randy has said about the Coyotes when he would actually talk and not play music is kind of true because the GM is a respected man. Morello, not so much. Bill Armstrong is. Andre Turigny, he's a well-liked coach. He's pretty good. So all those things, it's starting, but it seems like it's happening slower than you said it would, Randy.
Well,
and I want you held accountable for that.
I mean,
why are you honking your horn?
Who's talking slower? I mean, I think the Coyotes have a whole season to prove themselves. I think.
Are you trying to talk with music?
Yeah,
it's very loud. It's very distracting.
The music was louder than you.
Yeah.
I was trying to say that I think the Coyotes will be better this year.
They were pretty bad last year.
I think they'll be much better this year.
When are they going to be good? That's what I want to know. When are they going to be good?
I think this year. I think this year is the year.
It's still, look, this year could be the year. But the rebuild is going to be like the 3 or 4 year process, maybe even 5, just because Armstrong took over 2 years ago. And his whole thing is that he blows up teams and starts over. So you bottom out with him early so that you get, all the draft picks and the talent. And I think he's done a good job of, maneuvering in the draft and picking up extra picks. And we're starting to see some of the young guys that he drafted start to come in. Logan Cooley is somebody I'm really looking forward to seeing. I think he's going to be pretty awesome. So I think we're going to start to see those young guys come in, and then it's going to be, development time.
Hamilton Porter says, just so you guys know, right now, everyone below the Diamondbacks is currently losing. Ooh, that's good news. Thanks for that, Hamilton Porter.
Yeah.
Whopper says Coyotes will just miss the playoffs, which equals much improved. All right. Well, that's good to know. Let's see. Big George says the Coyotes will be good in 2028. That's a lot of years from now. That's 5 years from now, George.
Wow, that's an 8-year rebuild.
Oh, he says when they relocate to Houston.
Oh my God.
Boo. Parlay J says my New Jersey Devils are winning the cup. You heard it here first. Okay. We're just talking about the Coyotes being better. Nobody said the word cup at all.
Or Devils. Good for them. If you think they can win.
Reaper says, hi guys, hope all is well. Got a little heartburn. So I think outside of that, I think it's okay. Moist one says Logan Cooley, rookie of the year. Lost Toby says, I see Randy added whiskey to his whiskey this morning. Well, sometimes you got to have a little whiskey in your whiskey. And if you're really, for a pro tip, put some whiskey in your whiskey. Oh, now you're good.
I don't know what that means.
You only get the whiskey, put some whiskey in there, and then you put some more whiskey in there. Last Optimist says, love the Coyotes, goal horns and music, Randy, right up there with Chicago and Chelsea Dagger. Feel free to play that as often as you want. Could I please have a maker's mark, he says.
Yeah.
Aiton's Army says the DA trade today may go down as the worst trade in Arizona's pro sports history. Shame on the Suns.
You cannot win with Suns fans. You absolutely cannot win with Suns fans.
Aiton's Army. His name is Aiton's Army.
Okay,
he's upset.
That's fair. Because it's just like if you just hear everybody, all the noise, all I heard today was worst trade ever. And except anytime anybody's talked about DeAndre Ayton, everyone keeps saying worst draft pick ever. So which is it?
I feel like it's not over yet, Aiton's Army. Some other things are going to happen. Hopefully this thing will come into focus. But since we're on the topic, Aiton's Army, now that Ayton is gone, do you want to change your texter nickname? I'm not going to let a Rectinator change his.
You know he's dying right now just to hear you say that. Rectinator.
Yeah, but Aiton's Army... I also know Aiton's Army directly, so I'll allow it.
He has a name that specifically, is the player connected with it no longer plays.
Yeah, so. Since before he was drafted, he was Aiton's Army.
Oh yeah,
he was all about it from U of A. So, but I'll give you that opportunity if you like Aiton's Army. I think that's probably a better reason than what a Rectinator has. So, Blissful Hayes says perfect timing by Randy with his audio clips right there. Hamilton Porter says, okay, dumbasses. He says Suns fans, not you guys. Wow, I was about to unload on you.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you clarified that. I was about to let go. He says, who would you have wanted them to get realistically for DeAndre Ayton?
There just weren't a whole lot of options because of the size of his contract and because of the player that he is, which is sometimes inconsistent. I think that scares a lot of teams off. Like the only teams that are going to be taking a flyer on a DeAndre Ayton are exactly teams like the Trailblazers, who are already going into a more rebuilding mode and don't have anything to lose.
Yeah, I think unless somebody says the Lord God Almighty, everyone's upset. Everybody's going to have something to say. Although if you even Suns fans, if you did get the Lord God Almighty, they'd be like, but can he shoot a free throw? Aiton's Army says, not changing the texter nickname. Ayton is about to have an all-star season in Portland. He's going to do great things with Scoot Henderson as his point guard. Did you just become a Portland Trailblazers fan, Aiton's Army? I mean, listen, no. At a certain age, we have realized that the younger generation is following players and not teams. We learned that from Raven Kidd. So Aiton's Army, are you following Ayton or are you following a team? Are you ever been a Suns fan? I guess,
or is it a Wildcat thing? Because like a lot of, if you root for a college and a guy goes to the NBA, you still follow him and root for him and hope for good things for him.
Yeah, I've always liked Aiton's Army, but I try not to think about the fact he might be a Wildcats fan. He says, listen, that means he's a Suns fan. We had better trade offers for Ayton last year. He could have turned him into a Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, which would have been a much better package. We got 4 guys who may not even play.
It is quite literally what I said, Miles Turner. Like there was a window in time where the Pacers and Miles Turner weren't getting along. He wasn't happy with, the touches he was getting over there and the money. And they didn't want to pay him. And I was like, that's the perfect opportunity to make a move for a guy like a Miles Turner. They didn't do it. The Pacers wanted Ayton, by the way. The reason why they paid Ayton so much money was because the Pacers offered him the max. Like that's how we got here. You could have traded him then. They didn't. And now we've got Jusuf Nurkic, who I like, but I'd love to see the guy be healthy for an entire season.
Hamilton Porter says, are you trying to say Jesus Christ couldn't hit a curveball off of Joe Boo? No, that's not what we're trying to say, Hamilton Porter. But yeah, I did think of that movie immediately when I brought that up, to be honest. Hefty Lefty says, I don't think I'll hate him as much as Raja Bell, but I think I'm going to enjoy direct vitriol towards Grayson Allen, though. Niner 1680 says, I can't wait to get my Grayson Allen jersey so I can start bitch slapping people at work for no reason. Aiton's Army says, Bol will be out starting center in the playoffs. You heard it here first. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, hey, Keon, why don't you give us the week that was? I think that's what we call this, the week that was in college football. Because so on Friday, it's Keon Rose's college basketball dance party.
Football
dance party.
We'll get to the basketball.
But now we'll call it the week that was when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, gang, sorry I'm late. The other surgery went a little longer than anticipated.
Nah, you haven't missed much.
Oh, good. What's this guy getting? A car?
He's selling his kidney to get a new HVAC system installed.
Oh, an overpriced HVAC system. This is like the third person this week.
So you think the hot weather's over? Not if your AC isn't keeping you cool. That's why thousands of Arizonans depend on Desert Diamond Air for 24/7 emergency service, to diagnostic checkups, to full replacement. Desert Diamond specializes in both residential and commercial HVAC systems with competitive pricing and experience to service and repair all major AC brands. And with federal tax credits up to $2,000, it's a great time to replace your AC system. Go to DesertDiamondAir.com or call 602-609-7288. That's 602-609-7288. Or search Desert Diamond Air on your mobile phone today.
The NASCAR season will come to an end in Phoenix, but the championship weekend will last forever. 4 championship races in 3 days, all set against the stunning backdrop of the desert mountains. A Friday doubleheader under the lights, the Xfinity Championship on Saturday, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 3rd through the 5th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Are you ready for the NFL season? Are you ready to win $1,580 in cold hard cash? Sign up today for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Get over to 1580thefanatic.com and sign up today. Someone needs to win this $1,580 first prize. Why not you? Finish in second place. Cha-ching! You win $500. The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I'll just let these guys finish up their conversation, and then we will get right to Keon Rose's week that was in NCAA college football. Aiton's Army is still going on. He says, hey, the Suns can redeem themselves if they manage to get Drew Holiday to be our starting point guard. Portland's going to waive him if they can't pull off another trade. It's interesting. We could use another point guard, couldn't we?
I mean, do you need another point guard? Because you've got Eric Gordon already, and then you've got Devin Booker and Bradley Beal are going to probably handle the point guard responsibilities as well. So I don't know if they're going to do that.
Hamilton Porter says, I thought a Grayson Allen jersey entitles you to sweep the leg on everyone walking past your cubicle at work. I believe it might. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I get why they traded Ayton. And that was a good idea. Trade him to a team that is in your same division. Crazier things have happened. What if he gets revenge on the team, plays really hard against them, and beats the Suns? Was it the greatest decision to trade to the team in your same division? I hear what you're saying, Heavy Metal Maniac, but I just feel like they're not scared of him, because they know him. Hefty Lefty says football is a dance party. Basketball season should be a hootenanny. Baseball can be a slow dance, I guess. The Keon Rose college basketball hootenanny. I don't think Keon wants it to be called a hootenanny.
Yeah, I'm not a hootenanny type of person.
Yeah, neither am I. Randy, however, he put the hoot in hootenanny. All right, let's get to it. Let's. We're in the college football season, Randy. So we're going to go ahead and let Keon Rose fill us in on the week that was in the NCAA.
Yeah, well, so
sorry.
Well, first off, just gonna mention the news with Mel Tucker. There, he has officially been fired from Michigan State University with cause. So they're going to turn around and hire his replacement. I'm sure. They're going to probably go through this whole season.
There will be a lawsuit, I guarantee.
I'm sure there will be a lawsuit.
$79 million on the table there. He wants it.
Or
some of it.
Don't know if Mel Tucker, at least from what the evidence suggests right now, I don't know if he has much of a leg to stand on.
It ain't going to stop him.
Any ideas on who could be the next Michigan State head coach?
Well, right now, Harlan Bennett, he's been the acting coach. I mean, probably not where they're going to go forever.
He's going to be the acting coach, but yeah, they're going to probably make a change at the end of the season. If I were Michigan State, I'd probably pick up the phone and call Mike Elko at Duke. I think that guy's an awesome coach. And if you can turn Duke football around, I think you can win at Michigan State. I think with their significantly better, facilities, resources, all of that, I think he can do some big things at Michigan State if he gets that opportunity. Another guy that I heard his name mentioned, Bill O'Brien, the offensive coordinator there with the Patriots, the Chin, which actually the last time he was in college, he was the offensive coordinator for Alabama. His offense was really damn good, and I think Nick Saban would love to have him back. So maybe he could be the next head coach of Michigan State.
Is Mel Tucker done in this business?
Yeah.
So probably the biggest problem is nobody wants to take a phone call from Mel Tucker.
You know what I'm saying? He has a reputation for being creepy on those.
You don't know what he's going to be doing there. Mel, is that you?
God, that sound. Yeah. Anyway, so that's where Michigan State is the currently slotted at the moment. They're going to have to kind of tear that whole program down and start over. Washington looked really good over the weekend. I thought Michael Penix Jr. Really asserted himself. And also, I think that he's put himself firmly in the Heisman conversation. I mean, he was kind of already in it. There was like a lot of quarterbacks that people were looking at. Some people were looking at Quinn Ewers at Texas, potentially Sam Hartman at Notre Dame. Those are some of the names that were coming up in the Heisman conversation. But I honestly think right now, it is a 2 quarterback race between Caleb Williams and Michael Penix Jr. I hope to see more big things from him because he's looking like he might actually leapfrog Drake May to be that second quarterback taken. But we've got plenty of season to go. Obviously, doesn't need to be mentioned a ton, but Deion and his Colorado Buffaloes got their asses handed back to them.
Wait, I thought they were going to beat Oregon. The bleep out of every one of y'all and their coach.
Yeah.
What happened to that, Sanders?
Well, what happened was Dan Lanning showed up with his Oregon gigantic, what is essentially an SEC offensive and defensive line. And they just got pushed around on both sides of the ball. I mean, it was just
they're chasing victories while Colorado's chasing clicks.
That's what Dan Lanning said. But to be fair to Deion didn't do a whole lot of trash talking before the game, and I only had nice things to say about Dan Lanning after the game. Deion himself has not been the guy that people are reacting to him as. So people are reacting to Deion as though he's starting all this stuff. But when you look at what Jay Norvell did, when you look at what Dan Lanning did, like these guys have been talking before Deion's had the opportunity to open his mouth. He's just trying to coach his team.
Yeah, but his team was out there talking.
Yeah, they talk.
I wonder where they learned it.
I'm sure when he's in the locker room, they talk. I mean, I'm sure he talks plenty of trash in the locker room, but he's never gone out to the media to say anything about any of these other coaches and to say anything about these other teams. And anytime he's talked about a player from another team, he's only ever done any uplift the guy. So I think that with Deion, he's just so polarizing. He's going to draw this reaction out of everybody. because he got a job that I think that, a lot of other guys, you work your way up the system. You're a coordinator, you're a special assistant. Maybe you're even earlier than that, you're a graduate assistant. You're just on the sideline, running notes back and forth to people. And then here comes Deion, and Deion just goes, I want to be a head coach. And he's the head coach. That's it. That he didn't go through the whole process. And I do think that it does kind of tick a lot of other coaches as well. So anyway, Ryan Day, I thought that the Ohio State Notre Dame game was a damn good football game up until the end when Notre Dame kind of had the 10 men on the field. It was a defensive battle. I mean, these are two offenses that can,
all right. So I get if you have too many men on the field. Oh, well, my God, that's penalty. That ain't fair.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they care if you have too few men on the field? I mean, I don't think that should be a penalty. We're going to take you out with 10 guys. Or we're going to have 8 guys. It shouldn't matter.
I have never known why that would be the issue there, but them's the rules. I don't know exactly why, but you got to have 11 out there. And if you have too many, if you have too few, that's a penalty. So that
I don't agree with the too few thing. That's just me.
The rationale there, I do not understand. But regardless, I do think that both teams played a great defensive game. It was a 17-14 game. And my issue with a lot of people on the Twitter that were yelling at me when I said I like the game, I thought it was a great game, were like, the offense is stank and all of this other stuff. Well, people complain that nobody plays defense in college football anymore. Then the teams play defense and you're like, the offenses suck. These teams suck. The game sucked. And I just don't understand that at all. I enjoyed the game. I thought when you have two teams that are as well coached on the defensive side of the ball, it's going to be hard for them to find ways to win. They slowed each other down. I found that to be entertaining up until the 10 men at the end of the game.
For the people who are giving you a hard time about that, I'd say, hey, at least you didn't say irregardless, because that's not even a word.
No,
you said regardless, and I appreciated that.
Honestly, that's a pet peeve of mine as well. So yeah, no, you will not be hearing any irregardlesses.
I just heard one from you.
From me, for usage in an actual sentence.
Okay.
So the other note there, Clemson, down goes Clemson. They're 2-2, and I don't think this is too early to say this. They're toast. They're not making the college football playoff. Because for so many reasons, but not the least of which is that the 2 losses are in conference. So the conference title game for Clemson, probably not going to make unless the rest of the conference stinks that bad. And I just don't think that that's going to happen. I don't necessarily see that being the case. Also, Dabo Swinney's got to evolve. He's got to adapt. He refuses to use the transfer portal. Like it's a moral point for him. And he's getting left in the dust by all these other coaches. And there's a reason why Jay Norvell was able to go into Florida State and in a very short amount of time build a team that could beat Clemson. And he did that.
And why was FSU rated below OSU?
Because the AP's dumb?
Why were they?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, beating Notre Dame is more valuable, I think, than beating. Look, don't make me say nice things about Ohio State, okay? Beating Notre Dame is better than beating Clemson right now. Clemson's not good. I mean, I get it, but first off, they're going to get that boost for being for winning as many games as they have over the last handful of years. They've always been competitive. They've been in the college football playoff a bunch of times. So that's going to factor into it. But the main issue, yeah, Ohio State, yeah. So, but like the thing is with them, they had the better victory. Like I don't know how else to say that. Like beating Notre Dame is a damn good team. Clemson is not, and I think that there are going to be some more losses in their future. I don't necessarily know.
Ohio State's a good team, not a damn good
team. I think they're a damn good team. I do, and they finally played an opponent in Notre Dame, and they beat them. So they have to get some credit for that.
See what happens against Michigan.
Yeah, they have to beat Michigan, of course. I mean, Ryan Day hasn't beaten Michigan. That's the thing. Or at least lately. So that's the main thing that they've got to figure out. But when they play them and they lose, then we'll adjust. But right now, yeah, I think that they are probably ranked in the proper spot there. Washington State, Oregon State played a pretty damn good game in the Pac-2 Bowl. The last two teams
they're just gonna play each other over and over and over next year.
A very dead conference. The two of them played. I picked Oregon State to win that game, and I underestimated Washington State, and I underestimated Cam Ward, the quarterback. He's pretty fun to watch. I liked what he came out with, and I don't think that he's going to be like a Heisman guy, but I'm adding Washington State to the list of teams that I am going to be watching more often over the course of the season, and that is what I got from the week that was.
I didn't hear you say anything about how ASU put up a good fight on the Trojans.
Oh yeah, no, I meant to do that. I forgot to put that in my notes there. ASU played USC.
They scored in every quarter.
Really, really well. I thought the defense stepped up in a way like what Ralph was saying on Friday. It wasn't just Ralph bluster. A lot of people thought USC was going to go into Sun Devil Stadium, beat up the Sun Devils, drop 40, 50 points on them and leave. And that's not what happened.
And I think that's why USC dropped in the AP poll a couple of spots.
Yeah, they struggled with Arizona State. But I also think that Arizona State is every single week, they're getting better. They're improving a little bit. And so, yes, hopefully some of these improvements will start to turn into victories for them, because that's what you want to see. Also, having Drew Pine at quarterback, as much as I like the potential and the athleticism of a Jaden Rashada, Drew Pine was the steady hand. He knew what he was doing. He wasn't going to make the big, stupid mistake. And I think that maybe they should roll with him going forward, at least until, Jaden Rashada is ready to take over the reins.
Moist One says, I don't think there's a penalty for few men on the field. Fans are just pissed the coach allowed that to happen. Big George.
No, there is. It actually is a penalty for 10 men on the field.
Okay. Big George says there isn't on the NFL. He says he doesn't think it's a penalty in the NFL. He says, I saw it last week. It wasn't a penalty.
It is a penalty in the NFL.
I think it is too.
Because I remember when Sean Taylor died for Washington, they lined up with 10 men on the field the first game after.
Oh, and
after
they threw a flag on
him?
him?
Yeah, they threw a flag on him. Well, first off, I think they was an interception on the play too. Like it was just the perfect, Sean's still out there, man. But yeah, they threw a flag on him.
Good God.
Like you couldn't have just let that one
Just
slide.
one time,
It was
right.
going to be one play to just commemorate him. All right.
Figures. Lost Toby says Notre Dame cost me a parlay win. I didn't like their Oregon looking uniforms either. Blissful Hayes says Mel Tucker will go hand to gland combat.
No. We're not going there. Oh my God. Save that for another show.
Let me rattle through these damn texts real fast so we can get to the NFL after this. Bruno Baller says, I thought Gracie Allen was the name of George Burns' wife. It was. Stockton Slap says Grayson Allen versus Draymond Green in a kickboxing match. Who you got?
Draymond
Green all day long. Hefty Lefty says Drew to the Lakers. God, I hope so, he says. And he says, would you prefer a college basketball soiree? I know Keon is a classy man. Can we just say party? What's wrong with party? Let's just keep saying party.
I mean, soirees are fun, I guess, but
is that your penalty whistle or your rape whistle? Which one is that?
Yes.
Okay. Aiton's Army says Beal and Booker are not point guards. Only Booker has a full year of experience being a starting NBA point guard. It's not the best way to utilize him.
Beal has extensive experience playing point guard. I'm a Wizards fan. I watched him do it.
Hamilton Porter says, question regarding ASU USC. Do you see a similar type of game this week from U of A in Washington?
Wait, repeat that again.
Why do you keep blowing the whistle, Randy?
I can.
He says, regarding ASU USC, do you see a similar type game this week from U of A and Washington?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing with U Arizona is that Jed Fish is actually a pretty awesome coach. I know you don't want to hear me say it, but like the guy's built a very competitive program, and
you've turned in Captain Pike from the old Star Trek where he could only beep once for yes and once for no and twice for yes or whatever the hell it was.
or the guy in Breaking Bad with the bell.
Yeah. Pringle says, are you sure that less than 11 men on the field's a penalty? Because the last couple of years, the Cardinals been playing with 10.5 on offense every game.
Oh my God.
All right. We're taking a break. When we come back, let's talk some real NFL. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cash back app out there. It's free to download and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway.
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SEMI to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SEMI for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SEMI for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately, helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium is here. Switch to my plan from Verizon at your local store today, and you'll get the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro on us with unlimited ultimate when you trade in any iPhone, any model, any condition. Guaranteed. Yep, even the old phone in your pocket right now. It's your Verizon. $999.99, 128 gigabyte only. Device payment purchase or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in or promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Big George says, I think there's some sexual tension in this Upside commercial between Billy and his sister. Just saying. Ooh. That's gross, George.
Really? She's like 2 seconds from calling him a dumbass every sentence that she says.
If there is, it's because they're actors. They're not actually brother and sister.
I'm not hearing it.
We already know what your search history looks like. 888-368-1580. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I was watching the live Facebook page there, and Randy looks like he wants to be anywhere but there. He was just taking a little siesta, man. We all take a little siesta. You all right, Randy?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Lost Toby says, Randy, I am also very hungover. I feel your pain. Blissful A says, Bradley Beal played such a great point guard. The Wizards had 5 straight losing seasons. You're right, Keon.
I again, as a person who watches the Wizards, have you seen the rest of the Wizards? Starting center is Daniel Gafford.
Who?
Exactly.
Hamilton Porter says, is there even enough cap space for the Suns to sign Drew Holiday? Why is that sexy? To sign Drew?
I don't think there is. But they've got a full roster, so they have to let somebody go. Well, that's the thing, is they'd have to let someone go anyway.
Yeah.
So
that ain't gonna stop Ishbia. Please stop playing that music. So let's talk football now, shall we? Listen, having a tradition in football is a good thing. It's a fun thing. It's something your family can get around, but sometimes football traditions could turn deadly on you. And not just for like a Buffalo Bills fan that goes plummeting through a card table or whatever. There's a family of Miami Dolphins fans. They have their tradition. They take a shot of tequila every time their team scores a touchdown. Well, in the past few years, that'd barely get you buzzed. Well, Sunday, that was a little different because the Dolphins beat the Broncos 70-20. Yeah. So that's 10 shots. 70 points is 7 3-hour window. Yeah, and so everyone in the family had to take a tequila shot. That's 10 in 3.5 hours. There's no way they did. Everybody would have been in the hospital. They had to have probably stopped at some point.
Or they are the most well-hydrated family of all time. They started pounding water as soon as they realized what was going on.
I hope so, but then they're like, we gotta rethink this tradition.
Yeah.
And by the way, can we just be done with the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing, please?
Oh, I was done before it even started.
Oof. So now everybody's getting in on this, right? So Heinz has come out with a new condiment called, because somebody happened to see her using ketchup and seemingly ranch. They were actually, the Swifties cared about what she was eating and what she was dipping. And so Heinz, they have now released ketchup and seemingly ranch because of that. Just something somebody said on the internet, which is funny because our little girl's been doing that for years. You put the ketchup there, she puts the ranch dressing there and mixes it up. And it is tasty. It is good. But this has got to stop. Is this going to be what we're going to have to hear about, listen to, and know about? I mean, at first it's cute. It's like, oh, look, Taylor Swift showed up. They're having a date. That's nice. Enough. Let's just be done.
I have never cared about who was dating who. So this is already, the moment people started talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, I was already over it. And now it's everywhere. It is unavoidable if you're on social media at all. I don't even think I can be more over it now. I am just bored with it. Just like, let it go.
They're trying to call them trailer, which doesn't sound good. That sounds like trailer trash.
Or tractor trailer.
Just don't know why we need the music.
He was a very large man.
Hefty Lefty says weaklings couldn't handle 10 shots in 3 hours. Wasn't talking about, say, Randy and I.
It was a family. So like, Randy, what's going on, man?
He's like, so much for Miami being a party town. Let's see here. Pickle D says there's literally already a cranch in production. Ketchup and ranch. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Everybody's just trying to get in on the act, I guess. No, listen, I don't, I can't help myself. I'm going to tell you this right now. I can't help myself. When it comes to certain things that they need mentioning, that Patriots fan who was killed in that fight at Gillette Stadium, and it was a horrible tragedy. It's a sad thing that honestly does not need music. But he got in a fight, and then they said, well, maybe he didn't die from the punch. Maybe it contributed to something else. And I don't even want to talk about that. It's just all these fights that we keep having in the NFL are just getting ridiculous, right? So, but this guy, here's the thing about it. He's going to be laid to rest in a Mac Jones jersey.
Is there anybody? Is there any other way?
Was that his decision?
Not a Tom Brady, not a Teddy Bruschi,
not
a Stephon Gilmore.
The Mac Jones in your will? It's
not a Vince Wilfork.
Why would the family think that would be the jersey to send him to the great beyond in?
I have no idea.
Because if you ever watched the CBS TV show Ghosts, whatever you die in, that's what you spend eternity in. Well, I guess he was wearing a Mac Jones jersey, so
that's true. But that's
doesn't mean you have to bury him.
Yeah, so he's already going to wear that in death. His body doesn't have to have really Mac Jones. We're not even sure Mac Jones is going to be their quarterback like next year.
Maybe that's their way of saying if we bury him in the Mac Jones jersey, no one will dig him up and steal it.
Well, that's a guarantee. That is a guarantee.
I just don't understand. Does his wife not understand football? Maybe she doesn't understand. Well, you know,
I mean, she must know him. Like, if he really liked Mac Jones,
right?
It might just be his bad taste,
or maybe he didn't understand football.
I mean, that's also possible.
I'm just absolutely confused by this, but yeah, he was not a small guy. He was 6'3". So, but somebody, I guess, he got hit in the temple, and then that'll do it.
Just like not a Gronk jersey.
I don't know, just
nothing.
Anybody but Mac Jones. So, again, I don't want to speak ill, but I'm glad it's not just me that sort of sees that.
Yeah.
How about a Tom Brady jersey? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, the guy that got you 5 Super Bowls. I mean, I would be buried in that. Mac.
So speaking of Tom Brady says that now he's out of the NFL. He's lost 10 pounds.
He looks like it.
Yeah, but he says the reason he's down 10 pounds. He's, I'm very fit right now. He says, I haven't had stress. Well, that stress makes you skinny, not makes you fat. So he says less stress has made him, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that seems backwards.
Unless he's been binge eating avocado toast when he's stressed. I mean,
I don't know. You know, what's their name ain't like all over him anymore to eat the avocado. So he's, remember he'd sneak into the drive-thrus, get himself a hamburger, and before he'd go home, and Giselle smelled that on his breath, probably worse than anything else, right? He'd come home with lipstick in the collar, and she's like, "That's all right." But he comes home with a little McDonald's secret sauce on his breath, and that was the end of it. But yeah, so he's I thought he did look a bit skinnier. That's fine, but I don't think
I just assumed it was he wasn't in the gym as much. So some of the the muscle that you have, you lose that if you don't maintain it, and then just that. He just looks smaller.
Cardinal Art says, first off, great show. Second of all, I got you on the wing bet. That place who sponsors your football team is working me day and night. Randy, may I please have a triple shot of your finest whiskey and a weather forecast, please? Do we have time for a weather forecast?
I mean,
Mr. Pringle wants to know, did you quit paying Randy? Did your check not clear? Is that what's going on here?
I mean, all right, so weather. Beautiful. No rain. Cooler temperatures. Nice.
I think you probably need to go take a nap. So here's the actual weather. Right now, it's 101 degrees outside. It is cooling down tomorrow, looking for a high of 98. And then into the weekend, 96 Sunday should be 87 degrees. And next week will be in the mid to upper 80s.
Fantastic.
So that's what Randy was trying to say. Thanks, Randy. Blissful A says it was better than being buried in Aaron Hernandez's jersey.
I mean, it's the only option that could have been worse, but
that's pretty close. Yeah.
Stockton
Slap says Taylor Swift got famous for a song talking about liking the football player who's dating the popular girl. Now she's the popular girl dating the football player. What a hypocrite. The fact that, I think, has to maybe be a man card violation.
I'm trying to think of which song that could even be, and I'm like, wow, I don't know the lyrics, so I can't tell you.
Lost Toby is confused. He's like, what do you mean? Tequila? 10 shots in 3 hours is a lot? Pickle to the mere mortals. Pickle D says, pretty sure somebody slipped Randy an edible. Could be. Oh, look, Erectinator is now insulting me the way that he always insults Ralph, because I won't let him change his texter nickname.
The thing is, Erectinator, if you mess around and get yourself blocked, when you come back, you will still not be able to have the name you want. We'll just retire your name. We'll just retire it, and that'll be that. No one can have it. So I don't know what your plan here is. What's your play, Erectinator?
Donnie says, is Randy okay? Now you got Donnie worried about you. Derek Jeter got a Visa commercial, says A-Wings 22, out of his dating coverage. Can only imagine the media coverage if 1998 Derek Jeter was dating Taylor Swift.
We'd never hear the end of it. We'd all hate Derek Jeter for how much we'd be hearing about it.
Thundar the San Barbarian thinks his wife just didn't care. He's like, hey, Patriots jersey's a Patriots jersey's a Patriots jersey, whatever.
It says Patriots on the front. Who cares?
Against the spread says being laid to rest in a Mac Jones jersey after you got killed with a punch. Double loser in the Darwin Award. My God. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
This is good news, maybe exactly when you need it too. Right now, switching to MediShare can save you even more than usual on top of what you'll save each month by becoming a member of MediShare. And so many people are looking for a healthcare solution right now, especially given how inflation is affecting us. MediShare is the affordable, reliable alternative to health insurance. The typical family saves about $500 a month. You might save even more. And MediShare is a Christian community that's been sharing each other's healthcare costs for 30 years now, and they're making it easier than ever. Apply by October 31st, and you could save an additional $150 on your first month. I'll give you the number here in a second. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to get your additional savings. Maybe now is the time to make the switch like more than 400,000 people already have. Start saving. Here's the number. It's 855-51-BIBLE. You can call now. 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trained certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 and online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.2 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock. here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I'll tell you what, Lost Toby's got a great idea. So the Erectinator, who's just revealed himself as Senior Wake and Bake. Did I block him? Is that what happened in the past for some reason?
I don't even remember.
And then Erectinator, he got himself a new number and he changed his name. And now he's like, I want to change my name back. And I'm like, no. So now he's sending in text saying all the same nasty stuff about me that he used to say about Ralph. So Lost Toby had an idea. He says, hey, how about this? Change the Erectinator's name to Ralph.
Oh, yeah.
Anything bad he says about Ralph, he also says about himself.
Well, no, he's on to me now. So
no, yeah.
I don't know. I'll change it to something like strawberry shortcake. We'll call him that. We'll call him Raggedy Ann or something like that. Hefty Lefty says, yeah, that Taylor Swift, that's the video for You Belong to Me. How do you know this? I have no idea what that is about. Blissful Hayes, shut up. Chosen One says, afternoon, gentlemen. Happy Wednesday. Hello, Chosen One. He says, have any of you tried the breakfast pizza yet? Oh, yeah, Randy, you were supposed to go try that breakfast pizza at the Quick Trip.
Haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Next week.
Believe me, when he does, you'll know about it. Morticia's Man says, hey, can we talk some UFC or DWCS? There was an amazing knockout. Another guy almost had his ear punched off last night. Some great fights. I'll tell you, Morticia's Man, I used to be all about the UFC. I know that Keon follows it, mostly for betting purposes only. But I used to be a fan. And then when the WWE got involved with the UFC and you started seeing guys going from one to the other, I was just like, oh, this is a bad look. And I just completely stopped caring about the UFC. So even with Conor McGregor, if he comes back, I don't know if that's going to do it for me. Are you watching the UFC only for betting, or do you actually like UFC? Keon?
I haven't even watched that much UFC lately. But I do legitimately like it. It is a good, the strategy of the sport. Like once you get, the violence kind of draws you in originally, and then you
come for the violence,
and then you stay there and you're like, oh, you know what, there's actually over time you start to learn the strategy of the wrestling and the grappling and all that stuff, and you learn to appreciate that. I just haven't been following it as closely lately.
Yeah, I don't know. I was a bit turned off by the whole thing, but I don't know. Give me some good reasons to come back, and maybe I'll come back. Pickle D says QT breakfast is legit. That pizza, that breakfast pizza. Hefty Lefty says, I am unapologetically a fan of her music. Not a Swiftie, but it was a calming music for me in college to fall asleep to.
Okay.
Still a little weird.
You don't have to justify it.
There's ocean sounds you could probably put on. There's many things you could do, but it's all right, Hefty Lefty.
Yeah, you like what you like,
man. Lost Toby says, Randy, blink twice if you need help. He's blinking a lot. I can't read it. I don't know how. Your Morse code is confusing.
I just haven't used Morse code since we had walkie-talkies as kids. I have no idea.
You didn't use it when you were a kid either. You'd start to and then give up and just be like, you'd hold it down when somebody's trying to talk.
No, we tried to use it. I mean, because it had I didn't memorize it, but it actually had the thing
on there.
Yeah,
I remember. I also remember being very sad about how short range the walkie-talkies generally were. You see in the movies that like those kids in Stranger Things are in a walkie-talkie and it's like 3 miles away, and you're like, that's bull crap.
There's no way.
You were like maybe in the next room if you were lucky.
Yep.
Blissful Hayes says, can you update us on the latest WWE breaking news stories? No, because we don't do fiction here. We do facts. You people with your wrestling.
You can enjoy it, but what are we supposed to do with that?
I am judging you. 888-368-1580. So Colin Kaepernick sent a letter to the Jets saying, hey, you should let me be on your practice squad. And he says, what's the worst that could happen? You get a guy here who can help your defense prepare, or, I get exposed and then I go bye-bye or whatever. This is what I was saying. This is a letter he should have written like 5-6 years ago.
I mean, I guess, but he and he should have, but
because I was saying it back then. The best way to shut the whole argument up is give the guy a shot. Give the guy a shot, and then even on the practice squad, see how he is. Be like, oh crap, we could actually use his help. Put him on there. He succeeds. Hooray! He fails. Well, there you go. Now we can all just go on with our lives. You know, and the other stuff where he was blackballed. That was not cool at all. That was horrible. But for whatever side you were in the argument, the best way to move forward would have been to give him a shot.
Yeah. And, originally he wanted to be a starter, but he backed off of that. And still there wasn't anything. And it was just like, man, we are living in a league where some reason Blake Bortles has a job, but Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job.
What I don't understand is now, who released the letter? Was it the Jets or was it Colin Kaepernick?
It was actually the rapper J. Cole.
How does he have it? Does he work for the Jets?
I think he was, asked to. I don't know how I don't understand what connection J. Cole has with the New York Jets that he thought that was going to work. But J. Cole is a pretty popular rapper, so I suppose you put it out with him, and then a lot of people see it, and it's going to get traction and make rounds and all of that stuff. That's my only guess there.
All right, because if the Jets release that's not cool. If Colin Kaepernick releases it, then you're like, you just showing everybody, see, look, I'm trying. I don't know. What would it hurt to let him go to the practice squad? What would it hurt to just give him a tryout? They're giving other people tryouts. Why not just give him a tryout?
Yeah, I mean, you went out and signed Trevor Siemian, who hasn't started a game since 2017 and is 31 years old. It couldn't hurt, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and again, it one way or the other, it answers the question, or it at least ends the conversation, which a lot of people, I think, by now would want. But I mean, man, I feel like that ship has sailed.
Yeah,
I don't think he's an NFL quarterback anymore.
It's been so. I mean, look how bad Deshaun Watson looked until a week ago, and he took a year off. Colin Kaepernick isn't even close. If he was at one time, he's so far removed from that I don't necessarily know what it is that he can do for you at this particular point in time.
Well, I feel like nobody wants the drama-rama, so I guess the question will continue to be unanswered. 888-368-1580. Hefty Lefty says, do you smell burnt toast, Randy? What does that mean? Lost Toby says, I think Randy just ordered a Oreo McFlurry. Those are good. Those are actually pretty good.
I like those.
Silver Pop says, suck it, Ralph. Blissful Hayes says, Bears need to release Just Done Fields and sign Colin Kaepernick. Well, that's a dumb thing to say.
Really?
So wait, you want to replace Justin Fields with essentially older Justin Fields? Because
yeah,
that's
not a bad comparison right there.
It's just
you gotta give your thing a whack in there.
I'm trying to get the thing worked out there.
What are you playing with? What do you think it is? Your hand's not even on the processor there. Got to fix that. Against the Spread says, here's the spread on the Bears Broncos. It's already moved in Denver's favor over a point from 2.5 to 3.5. Denver is going to be a minus 4.5 favorite before kickoff. Good word around the campfire in Chicago says this could be Fields' last game. They're going to tank and play a D2 quarterback for the rest of the year and fire everybody. Land Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams. Why not just let Fields play?
I mean, if he's losing you games,
that is, everything made sense about except for the D2, or unless you're calling him a D2 quarterback. So, Stockton Slap says Kaepernick's like that girl that leaves you in order to find herself and then wants to return years later, 25 pounds heavier and with 7 more bodies. What? I don't get the 7 more bodies part. Jagdog says, I think Josh Rosen's available, Jets. No, he's not. He can't get time off from the second shift at the Olive Garden to do this sort of thing. That ship has sailed, man.
Maybe you know what? Maybe Josh Rosen was good in school and he's not working at an Olive Garden, but he's not playing football anymore. That's for sure.
So, man, I don't even want to talk about it. I was going to talk about this, but I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to move this over here. Going to put this there. Just going to move on with our lives. So Anthony Richardson, my quarterback, By the way, this is sort of a little bit of an injury update, but it's mostly good news. It's the good news. Anthony Richardson and Ryan Kelly are coming back to practice today, and so that gives me hope that Anthony Richardson will start and the education will continue. Again, I'm not looking for wins. I'm looking for his education to continue, and he'll be able to have a little more time to do that if Ryan Kelly is good to go. So I like that. That makes me happy. Bryce Young fully participated in practice, so it sounds like he's also going to come back. So those two quarterbacks who went out at the same time look like they'll come back at the same time. Jalen Waddle for the Dolphins fully participated in practice, so that is good news for the Miami Dolphins. Joe Burrow, he's fully participated in a walkthrough today. He's day-to-day after that. So, again, I imagine he'll play. It's the Tennessee Titans.
I imagine he'll play, but it's going to be probably limited practice for him this week just because you can't have him on the leg.
Yeah. He probably does need to take a few games off.
I think he does. I mean, when he hurt the calf in practice, he already had a sleeve on it, which means that it was already giving him trouble before.
When did he originally hurt it?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Has that ever gone away? What didn't he hurt that last season? Wasn't that what people were saying? So if he goes the entire offseason with the same sort of nagging injury, is there some surgery he can have? Is he just inevitably going to tear that Achilles?
I don't know if the tear is inevitable, but there isn't a surgery for that. As far as I understand, and any of the doctors that listen to us could probably correct me, but that's a soft tissue injury. You just got to wait. That's it. It's just rest is the only way to get that thing to recover.
Lost Toby predicts a 2-2 tie in the Broncos-Bears game. Each team gets a safety. Why not? So whatever the case, Joe Burrow, I would imagine he'll play, but you might want to rethink him in fantasy football. For the Ravens, Ronnie Stanley, Tyler Linderbaum, and Marcus Williams, all of those guys are back in practice. So that's good news for the Ravens. Kareem Hunt, not in practice today. That's good news because I hate the Browns and I'm really not a fan of Kareem Hunt. So,
yeah,
to me, I think that we are still going on the good news portion of this. Jimmy Garoppolo was in team meetings. He's still in the concussion protocol, but the fact he's in the meetings, I guess that's good. I don't know if he's going to play this weekend or not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to try and hold off on the concussion test for as long as they can. And then
here comes Brian Hoyer.
Oh, the Hoyer, the destroyer.
Mm-hmm. He's got rookie Aiden O'Connell in case that goes bad for him.
I feel like they should just do that. I mean, I like O'Connell.
So Sam Howell taking sacks just after sacks after sacks. What the hell? What are you guys going to do about that? It's a historic rate. 19 times he has been sacked. That is 6.3 times a game on an average. And if that keeps going, he'll get sacked 108 times. Nobody can stand up to that.
Nobody can stand up to it, but I don't know what they're supposed
to do.
The record
is 76. David Carr, the eyeliner guy's brother.
Yeah.
Back in 2002 for the Texans, got sacked 76 times. If this keeps going with your Commandos, you're going to obliterate that record, and you're probably going to obliterate Sam Howell.
Yeah.
And he loses a lot of yardage when it happens.
That was one thing that I didn't understand about the offseason. Like an otherwise good offseason, they didn't do enough to address the offensive line. And, you've got Sadiq Charles, who I think they've tried to develop, and maybe he can continue to improve. And Sam Cosmi, those are the couple of young guys on the line. But you got the veteran and Andrew Wiley at right tackle that is just getting destroyed every single week. Like most of the sacks that get to Sam Howell come from that right side and Andrew Wiley. Like he's just getting blown up. And it's not like the left side with Charles Leno's doing a whole lot better, but it is doing better. So there's that. And then of course, Sam's got to help protect himself and get rid of the football faster. And you just got to hope that he learns that lesson. And of course, as he gets more comfortable in the offense, his decision-making gets a little quicker.
So yeah, Howell, I don't know if he can get rid of the ball faster, but I don't know how much that is even going to help. Is there a reason he hasn't been getting rid of the ball faster?
Well, I mean, on some plays there's just a little bit of a hesitation where it's like, no, that guy's open. You've just got to rip it. Don't even think about it. But he overthinks it a little bit. He's also pretty mobile. So, he does the thing that a lot of young quarterbacks do. He tries to run to extend plays. He doesn't have to run. And then it moves things around with the pocket, and guys who were in their responsibilities on the O-line are suddenly out of position because Sam was the one that left the pocket early. Those are the little things. You got to clean that up. But, again, it's 4 NFL starts for him. He's just got to learn.
All right. Well, I don't care about your team, but you probably should do something about that.
I mean, they'll figure it out.
So,
or they won't, and then we'll be drafting a quarterback. I don't know.
Hey, remember when the Texans picked up Trey Lance in a trade?
Do you remember, or the Cowboys?
What did I say?
You said the Texans.
Oh yeah, rednecks, whatever. So the Cowboys get Trey Lance in a trade with the 49ers. And so they're like, oh, okay, we'll take up the cause and see what happens. And then we never heard anything again. But now McCarthy, somebody says, hey, how's that Trey Lance doing there for you? And I think it was probably a Cowboy person, like a fan or somebody in the Cowboys media, because they're like, I don't want to say maybe Dak Prescott should be benched. But if Trey Lance is looking pretty good, well, it's worth talking about, maybe. Little Trey Lance. Are they really so fed up with Dak Prescott that they're going to be asking Mike McCarthy? Mike McCarthy says, oh, he's off to a really good start. He's a great fit for us. So he says, but Dak is the lead dog in the room. No question about that. Trey's a young guy with a lot of talent, and we're going to continue to develop that to fit our system. There's nothing internally that takes away from Dak Prescott being our guy, though.
I think that's true. I mean, you still have to roll with Dak. He's still the more polished, better quarterback. And quite frankly, Dak's had one bad game. They've played 3, and the offense wasn't really needed for the first 2. And then he kind of, threw the back-breaking interception last week.
Yeah, I like
it's not time to bench him yet.
Yeah,
though.
I like how the Cowboys are. They're like, hey, we're going to win the Super Bowl. We're going undefeated. We're 2-0. And the Cardinals beat you. And you're like, it's over. Oh, God, bring in Trey Lance. Oh, God, everybody's panicking. I love it.
Yeah, which is weird because if you look at what the Cardinals have done so far, the Cardinals have played only the NFC East. So only everybody in your division. And they looked good in every one of those games. Maybe don't let the sky start falling just yet.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, I got a little man talk for you. And, of course, we got some more football and stuff. And, of course, your text to the 888-368-1580. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
Thursday Night Football, it's an NFC North matchup as the Detroit Lions head to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers to kick off week number 4. Both teams at 2-1. Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, and completing 56% of his passes. The Lions are a road favorite by 1.5 minus 104 against the spread, while the Packers getting 1.5 minus 118. On the money line, the Lions minus 118, while the Packers are plus 100. The over-under at Lambeau, 45.5. The over minus 115. The under minus 105. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning rush, when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. New Pepto Kids gummies helps relieve occasional stomach upsets, turning those 3 words into these 3 words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for new Pepto Kids gummies. Fast support for little tummies.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you're an agent or broker in group benefits, get ready to learn about an exciting and innovative new program to offer your clients. Eternal Benefit is now offering the first pre-planning program that's available as a payroll deduction and allows benefits for the entire family. Our pre-planning program can include coverage for yourself, your spouse, plus your immediate family, including parents, children, grandparents, and even aunts, uncles, and cousins. Looking for a great reason to contact your clients? This is it. No more meetings where you have nothing new to offer. Eternal Benefit plans lock in and provide for funeral and burial expenses regardless of price increases. Employees can now take care of their family member without pressure. Choose from hundreds of funeral homes and cemeteries. Plans are completely transferable, even if your clients move to another state. The program pays some of the highest commissions in the group benefits area. Find out more. Go to eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574. Eternalbenefit.com. That's eternalbenefit.com or call 602-315-2574.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry. It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls. Oh my God, Davis is going running all the way back. It's the national rankings. It's college football. The shooters right down the field. Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let's go back to the text line. I might do man talk today. I might not. Just a lot of people have a lot of things to say about a lot of different things. Let's start with Heavy Metal Maniacs. He says, I'm a Cowboys fan, and I'm getting tired of the interceptions he throws every season. Oh, yeah, he throws a lot, but has he only thrown one this season so far?
It's just been one so far.
Yeah, been that one to the Arizona Cardinals that completely sent everybody who was a Cowboys fan into a tizzy. He says, I just don't get it with that guy. But now is Trey Lance the answer? Probably not, but we won't know that till you get him a chance to start. I'm really just sick of the interceptions. That's all.
Yeah, they've got to actually work with Trey Lance and get him up to speed in that offense, and then maybe throw him out there. If Dak really struggles, Dak would have to struggle a lot, because even in that game, he had a bad ending to the game. But I mean, he threw for 250 yards. It wasn't like he didn't do anything.
Last Optimist says Russell Wilson is nearly the top of the league in points per possession. If the Bears offense continues to defeat itself, it's going to be a blowout by the Broncos. A little tit for tat on that one, I guess, huh? Let's see here. Against the Spread says, if you watch the second half of the Arizona-Dallas game, you noticed one glaring issue. Dallas was running the ball, chewing up clock with no urgency. They were down 2 possessions late. That is bad coaching. Yes, I did notice that.
That is Mike McCarthy. This is the stuff that he did in Green Bay that they hated up there.
And he says, combine that with Dak channeling his inner Brett Favre and throwing a pick into triple coverage. Yeah, you got problems in Dallas. Arizona does look better. They play hard, but Dallas beat themselves.
I mean, the Kellen Moore firing, I'll still never understand. A lot of Cowboys fans didn't like Kellen Moore.
Oh, they fired him? I thought he just left and went to a different team. I thought he just left on his own. Did they fire him?
I don't think they fired him. I think it was like a contract thing, and they just did not re-sign him.
Oh, that's like the same thing as firing.
But yeah, I mean, they chose not to. He would have come back if they had said, "Hey, come back." But they blamed him for their struggles in the postseason, which again, I don't get. Dak threw a lot of interceptions last year, but a lot of that was they were pushing the ball downfield. They were being aggressive. I'd like to see that version of the Cowboys offense with the weapons they have this year. And we're just not going to see it because it's in LA with the Chargers.
8334. That is an actual texter. I thought that was a bot originally, but no. It says, why are the Suns helping make the Bucks better? I think the Bucks big three is better than the Suns. Yeah, I guess we could talk about that another time. 8334. You need a texture nickname, so you should let me know what you want to be called. But outside of that, yeah, we made a couple other teams maybe better.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
The Bucks got better. I don't think you made the Blazers better. In fact, I think the Blazers got worse, and I think that they did that on purpose. But the Suns, I think the Suns stayed about the same. But Frank Vogel is in. He's new, and he's going to look to put in a system that he thinks is going to be the best for this team. And if he didn't think that DeAndre fit what he wants to do, DeAndre's gone.
Erectinator is just, I think he's copying and pasting stuff that he has insulted Ralph with in the past. He says, I'm texting blind, but I know you're reading, jackass. I told him, I says, listen, hey, I see him go by, but I ain't going to read him. I don't read him when you do that to Ralph. I was like, I'm not going to be bullied. Just if you play nice, I'll read you.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you don't read them, because I'm telling you, because I'm not looking at the text line right now, it's like you don't exist.
If you scroll through what he's saying to me, and I guarantee you a lot of this is copied and pasted.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
if you search Control F, it'll be
come on, Erectinator.
Two of the same thing.
Do better. Heavy Metal Maniac says Dak Prescott has 61 total career interceptions. Isn't that a high number, like for a career?
That's
a good question.
Let's see how many years he's played. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Last Optimist is correct. Denver will blow out the Bears. Take Denver to cover the spread. Blissful Hayes says it wasn't bad coaching by the Cowboys late in the game. It's the NFL scripted like the WWE. Oh, stop.
Except that Mike McCarthy is the guy that's running the offense, and that's how he's always done it. He loves to run the football.
You can't take this seriously. He also says that the Bears need to hire Prime to coach his team.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Fair enough. I
I
rescind any seriousness that I just took that text with.
Lost Toby says, did Randy get fired midstream? No, Randy was, he wasn't feeling good. And he said, hey man, take it easy. Just go take care of yourself. You'll be fine. Navy Brad says, I hope Randy's okay. He will be. He was just having a minute. Hefty Lefty says, I have a buddy that offers a tit for tat special. Yeah, it's Friday over at Friday the 13th. I don't know what that means, but I believe you. Big George says, I love how the Cowboys are complaining. Well, we love that too. It's always fun when the Cowboys are complaining. He says, no, about all those interceptions. And they want to change quarterbacks after Dak throws one against the Cardinals. Cowboy fans are delusional. Yeah, but not really, George, because that was like a big deal and it lost them a game. So I understand at that moment, they're like, oh, here he comes. Same old Dak Prescott. So they're already projecting forward. They're already seeing from the past what's to come in this future. And it ain't going to be good for the Dallas Cowboys. So, there's some people that were asking about what the Saints did the other day. And there's a lot of confusion about the 2 or 3 quarterback rule, and how it's supposed to work. Well, the Saints, they had Derek Carr. He got a shoulder injury, and then Jameis Winston came over. And they're like, wait a second, how did that happen? Because, the Saints changed Taysom Hill's designation from tight end to quarterback. So they thought Carr was quarterback 1, Hill is quarterback 2, and then, James Winston is like the emergency quarterback. But then they leapfrogged and they went right to Jameis Winston. And it turns out they weren't using the emergency quarterback rule. They were giving Carr, Hill, and Winston spots on the game day active roster. So Winston could play anytime he wants. They could just switch them all around. There is no designated order if they're all on the actual game day roster.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
Is anybody following this? And why does anybody care? Why do you care?
Well, because I think that people want to, make sure teams are following the rules, all that stuff. And
yeah,
it is a new rule, I guess, that's here, and it's not confusing, but there are clearly ways that you can get around it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that whole Taysom Hill thing. Did they change his designation in fantasy football from tight end to quarterback? It's not like I think he's going to get you tons of points every week, but that does also add some problems, I think. Speaking of cheaters, the Patriots are horrific cheaters. Look at Tom Brady. He still can't stop deflating. He lost 10 pounds. But, Bill Belichick with his cheating. Well, now Bill O'Brien, he's getting in on the act because he's there, who they got over there. They got, they got people who used to be on the Patriots. On the Cowboys. Will Greer, who now was on the Cowboys, plays for the Patriots squad. And so Bill O'Brien's like, we're talking to him. And of course, Brian Schottenheimer for the Cowboys, that dude's over there. He's definitely being interrogated right now. There's a light bulb in a room, and he's handcuffed to the table like on the FBI show. And Bill O'Brien says, "Hey, I'm not interrogating. Listen, I've known the old Schottenheimer for a long time. It's not interrogating. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to watch some film."
Yeah.
But
you'd be crazy not to.
I'm sorry. He will be interrogated. Absolutely, he will.
I don't even think it's an interrogation. I think it'll be like, hey, let's get some beers and let's talk about this, because he's going to willingly give the information. It's not an interrogation. Is usually like the person being interrogated doesn't want to give up the info. Will Greer's going to give it up.
Remember last year, Tyler Lockett was like, "Hey, here's what Russell Wilson means when he does this," and he makes little hand signals. So yeah, people are going to share the information, but is there like a non-disclosure?
Not in the NFL, because you can't even enforce it. How would you?
Fair is fair, man. Fair is fair. I would 100% be sure that Will Greer that they putting him on the rack.
If you look at some of the NFL transactions, teams do this all the time. There'll be a guy you never heard of that gets signed the week of a game, and it's like, yeah, he's going to obviously join the team to try and get his opportunity to play if he can, but that team is going to take all the information that he has and they're going to try and get as much of it as they can.
Our new texter has decided on his texter nickname, and he is now Primetime Texter. It's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah,
Primetime Texter. The Erectinator's mad because I won't let him change his name. So there's just an absolute stream of just nastiness coming from him right now. But I appreciate that. Primetime Texter. Enjoy your texter nickname. Heavy Metal Maniac says, okay, Prescott got drafted by the Cowboys in 2016. That seems like a lot of interceptions.
Yeah, except he's at 66, which does feel like a lot. The problem is I was trying to compare him to people drafted in the same year as him. They're Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. Just not the best comparison, because there's a lot of interceptions between both of those guys. Jared Goff has like 6 interceptions on deck.
Hefty Lefty says, didn't Simeon start last year for the Saints? I feel like that was against the Jets. I don't know, man.
I think he played. I don't think he started.
I know you think I'm in the Trevor Simeon fan club, and like I'm setting out cookies and punch so everybody can join me in a room by myself. But I'm not. I don't know. Trevor Simeon was the guy who physically looked the most like Peyton Manning, but he played like nobody we could tell you. We couldn't even tell you. Walter Mellon says, hey, Jeffrey, is Primetime Texter Coach Prime? Might be. I don't know. Let me see. What's the area code for Colorado? Let me see here. Well, it's a 480, so it's probably not actually Deion Sanders. But that was a good question, Walter Mellon. Mr. Pringle says, and in 23 career games, Justin Fields has 0.0 300 passing yard games. He's a mobile quarterback, Pringle. I'm sorry.
It's like, yeah, the games where he throws for 150, but he also runs for 150. Is he not supposed to? That just doesn't count for anything, huh? Nothing at all. This is the thing. Like, I don't even really want to defend Justin Fields like that because I don't care. But then people say crazy things like that, and I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to? What?
Yeah.
Don't put me in that position. Don't make me defend people. I don't want to.
So, men, we need a moment. I need to. We need to toughen up We need, there's something that you probably need to hear that maybe you haven't heard. We all need to slow down on something. I don't know if it's desperation. I don't know what, but stop saying I love you so fast. No, listen. Stop being so fast to run to the I love you. Okay? Pay attention. In relationships between a man and a woman, you would think the woman is more likely to say the L word first, but a recent study actually found out it's men. Researchers had 3,000 adults in 7 countries fill out relationship questionnaires, and pretty much across the board, men were more likely to say I love you first. That does not have to be the key that unlocks the underpants, if you know what I mean. If you don't love a girl, don't tell her you love her. Not unless you really, really mean it. And also, slow down, because that's more likely to scare a girl into running for the damn hills if you say it too soon. How soon do you think is okay to say, hey, I love you to a girl? Month? 3 months?
I don't
6
know.
months?
I mean, it's one of those things.
Before your 25th wedding anniversary?
I would hope you'd have said it many times before then.
Well, the average guy starts thinking about saying it 69 days into the relationship, but the average gal, 77 days. So maybe that's a thing. Wait 90 days, 3 months. How's that?
I think that's fair.
Hefty Lefty says, first date.
Oh, well, yeah, no, that's definitely a run for the hills kind of, unless you both have that connection where you just know that right off the bat, which is like 1 in a trillion people. I don't know about that.
I'd say wait 3 months. That is probably wise. Average man will say I love you 107 days into dating when they actually do it, or about 3.5 months. For women, 4 months. So okay, so they think about it earlier and then they do it. Okay, so let's say now, no, not 90 days. Let's say 4 months. Wait 4 months, because here's why. If you wait 4 months, that's about the time she might blurt it out first. You know what I'm saying? So you don't look desperate. I say 4 months, then you tell them you love them. Because it's not like the same as like not texting or calling. Like, you don't want her to think I'm desperate. And then you blow her off for a few days. That's dumb. But this is more about, that's a big deal. You tell someone you love them if you mean it. You know what I mean? So, you just wait 4 months. Maybe she'll say it first. And if you love her, then you're good. Then you say it first. At least now that was about the time she was thinking about doing it.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I kind of play it by ear a little bit. Just if it feels like we've got something, then yeah, go for it. If not, then I wait.
Hefty Lefty says, of course, it's 69 days that a man starts thinking about it. Says Pickle D. 69 days. Nice. Last Optimist says, I think I told my wife I loved her 4 weeks into our 6-month dating life before we were married. I proposed at 3 months. I guess individual results may vary.
Yeah, it just depends on the people.
But in general, I'm saying,
but if you're not sure,
slow your roll a little bit. Make really good and sure. Lost Toby says, well, what if I did love that stripper? Hey man, whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. Chosen One says, okay, here's a fun stat. In this era of protecting quarterback and wide receiver, Fields has thrown for under 100 yards in 4 games. Yeah, but he doesn't have a very good O-line.
Yeah.
And
we're 3 games into a season, so that means you're going back to last season when he didn't even have very good wide receivers.
Chosen One, we hear you. If you're a Bears fan, we hear you.
If you don't like Justin Fields, it's fine, because at the end of the season, good or bad, it's going to be over.
Walter Mellon says, if she can get a golf ball through a garden hose, okay. He says, put a ring on it. Put a ring on it. You love her. Not sure. If,
I don't
probably shouldn't
sure
have said
that's
that.
what love means, but okay.
But what's love got to do with it?
Well, if you're going to marry, so
who
if you're
needs
saying
a heart when a heart can be broken?
You say put a ring on it.
What's love? What's love got to do with it? Something about a secondhand emotion.
Yeah, I see. I never. That's exactly where I lose the song too. So
Hefty Lefty, I'm not even going to read that. We got to take a break. When I come back, we're going to have on this date in big Georgia sports history and some other nonsense. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway.
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Coach Prime-led Colorado Buffaloes Saturday, October 7th for ASU's Hall of Fame game. An incredible class of Sun Devil legends will be honored at halftime for their induction into the Sun Devil Athletics Hall of Fame, including Phoenix area product and NFL veteran Sean McDonald. Get your ASU Colorado tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
The NASCAR season will come to an end in Phoenix, but the championship weekend will last forever. 4 championship races in 3 days, all set against the stunning backdrop of the desert mountains. A Friday doubleheader under the lights, the Xfinity Championship on Saturday, and a Cup Series champion crowned on Sunday. It's a weekend you'll wish would never end. NASCAR Championship Weekend at Phoenix Raceway, November 3rd through the 5th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trains certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881. And online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so the Erectinator said something I can actually read. He says, if your NFL team begins with a C, you suck. Colts, Commandos, Crapnels. He says, San Francisco 49ers, no C here. Yeah, we've been nice about 49ers, I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Fans
Also,
are a lot of times annoying, but we're fans of Brock Purdy. And, I got no beef with the 49ers. So,
yeah, I just, it's a very weird metric to decide which teams are good and bad.
Yeah.
You could say if your team's, quarterback is young or offensive line stinks, but non-football reasons are good too.
Did I tell you this? My daughter's boyfriend, she's 16 in another state. And I was there visiting with her this weekend, and her boyfriend, he shows up at a thing, and I'm like, all right, who's this guy? And he's a super nice kid. Good guy. Good kid. Super nice. I'm looking at him like, man, you look familiar. Why does he look familiar? And he looks like a dark-haired version of Brock Purdy. He has Brock Purdy face with the dark hair. And I said, yeah, you look like Brock Purdy. And my son, who's also friends with him, he was just like, oh my God, you're right. This kid looks just like Brock Purdy, So, anyways, that was kind of weird.
That is pretty weird. Everybody's got a doppelganger, just a clone out there walking around.
Gamecock says, "Hey, can I change my texture name to Long?" I can't read that. He says, "I'm confident the Gamecock's future. So, long betting. No Gamecock. No." Pickle D says, "Okay, no lie. I'm in a Cane's drive-through, and what's love got to do with it is actually playing inside." Tina Turner. What's love got to do? I got to do with it.
It's amazing that everybody knows that when you go to a Cane's, they play the music so damn loud, like you can hear it from the drive-thru.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Cane's, he's all right.
I like it.
But Chick-fil-A nugs are, I think the taste is better. The Cane's chicken, they don't have nugs, they have the chicken tenders.
Yeah.
And they're okay.
I prefer chicken tenders just generally. But the cane sauce kind of puts it over the top there.
We have that in my fridge. My wife saw the kids loved it so much she got a bottle of the stuff.
I did too.
Yeah. But no, here's the Cane's nugs are now that I'm having to deal with the high blood pressure and stuff, I see that as just a little sodium ball.
Yeah,
a tasty, delectable sodium ball. It's a high blood pressure pellet. I take that. Silver Pop says 49ers are a hell of a team. Not taking anything away from them, but they still have to play the game. Niner fans, they sound kind of cowboyish this week. He says, "Go Cardinals." Oh, are they playing the Cardinals this week?
I believe they are.
I haven't even looked to see what's going on there. Hefty Lefty says, "No C in 49ers, but there is a distinct lack of Super Bowl wins since Netscape Navigator was a relevant internet browser." You are correct, Hefty Lefty.
And yeah, the Cardinals heading to Santa Clara to take on the Niners.
All right. That will not go well for them.
No.
If we're honest.
No. And this is like me adjusting my expectations for what I think the Cardinals will be this year. The Niners and the Dolphins are so far ahead of everybody. Everyone that plays them will look bad.
Big George says, "Wait, your 16-year-old daughter is dating Squid?" I thought you were going to, no, I never said that. She's dating a kid in New Mexico. Oh, I wasn't going to say where she lived, but in another state. The Squid, I don't know what Squid does. Squid have a girlfriend? Have you heard anything about it? I'm guessing no.
I don't actually know.
I did not mean that to be as mean as it sounded.
Yeah, it sounded pretty mean.
Well, I remember he's focused on becoming a broadcaster. He's
I remember
focused
I
on
asked him, and then I did not recall what the answer was.
I didn't mean to say he couldn't get one.
Which is one of the I mean, look, it was meaner than you intended.
I did not mean it to be that way.
That is not what you meant.
I can see this kid he's won an award, He won some sort of national radio award for high school radio or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I ain't won crap. And here comes this 16-year-old kid in here. I think I might cut his pay. Just to be that way. Random texter says, "Hey, wait a minute. The Chiefs begin with a C. They don't suck."
Exactly. This is the problem with the letter metric of deciding who's good at football and who's not.
Yeah, Rectinator he was just really trying to insult us.
The problem is that he ended up bringing up a bunch of things that are going to ultimately invalidate his point.
Mm-hmm. Thundar Santa Barbarian says, "Hey, I got a stat. I've won 100% of the fantasy football games in which I've scored more points than the other team. See, I know some meaningful stats too," he says.
That checks out. Yeah, the math does check out.
Well done, Thundar the Santa Barbarian. Yeah. I hope this NFL season gets normal soon. Or do I enjoy it being crazy? I'm not sure which way to go with this.
I don't know. This feels less crazy than the last year to me. I don't know. It's not like it's super predictable. It's definitely a year where there's a lot of unexpected things happening, probably more than usual, but less than last year.
Yeah. So Thursday night football is going to be Lions at Packers. Friday night, you got the AIA high school game of the week, Yuma Catholic at St. Mary's. That's at 7 p.m. A lot of Hail Marys in that one. All right.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. On Saturday afternoon, we've got LSU at Ole Miss. That's at 2:30 p.m.
It's going to be a good game.
Sunday morning, nobody's going to wake up for this, but Falcons at Jaguars in jolly old England, 6 a.m.
I'm the only person that does wake up for it, specifically so that I can listen to this broadcast from the Fanatic in my bed.
Really? Yeah. And who's on? Is that good? Do they talk in English accents? How does that work? Because I'll never hear it.
No, it's. I mean, I can't remember who did it last year when I listened, but it just your American broadcast. They just got everything going over there.
Well, enjoy that, Keon. You may be the only listener.
And look, if the game is boring, I can always just let it drift me off to sleep again. So it's a win-win for me.
Good point. It's a good point. I usually use shows down the dial for that. There's plenty of stuff down the dial. 9:30 a.m. At a more human hour, Dolphins and Bills. Yeah, that's going to be a good game for sure. 9:30 a.m.
It's just weird that that's not a primetime game.
You know, when they made these schedules, they don't know.
I don't think everybody knew the Dolphins were going to be this good, but when the Dolphins had Tua last year, they were good. It just seems like a divisional game. And, you know, Josh Allen's going to go out there and do what he does. I don't know. That one seemed like a no-brainer to me, but it is what it is.
Hey, that's all right, though. It means you get a good game in the morning. Why not?
Yeah.
Chiefs at Jets at 4:30 p.m. for Sunday Night Football.
That one looked better in the preseason. That's what I can't blame them for. I guess.
Fantasy football implications now. That's all you got.
Yeah.
Or this one, Monday Night Football, Seahawks at Giants at 4:30 p.m. Again,
it's probably another one that looked better.
Fantasy football implications
in the preseason. Sure. Seahawks, I think people knew what they were. The Giants are so much worse.
Lost Toby says the Chiefs will suck the will out of your team. I'm sure glad that sentence ended that way.
Yeah, me too.
Random Texter says directing later sounds bitter from the super loss from a C team. What? Directing later sounds bitter from the Super Bowl loss from a C team. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't quite get that. That is not a good sentence.
It's Random Texter, right? Not Boomer Sooner. What the hell's going on here?
He's living up to his name, I guess.
Big George says, Jeffrey, you will win a Marconi Award. Oh, no, George, I will not. I definitely won't. You can nominate all you want, but
it's just
no.
Nobody knows who we are.
No,
we're not.
we're your guilty pleasure. We're hidden away here.
I mean, Marconi Award winning the Daily Blender. That doesn't even sound like a sentence.
If we get discovered, it'll be the end of us. Don't even hope for something like that. 888-368-1580. Oh my God, look at the time. It's time for this. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1954, the very first episode of NBC's Tonight Show featuring Steve Allen as the host, along with announcer Gene Rayburn and band leader Skitch Henderson, aired nationally for the first time. Their first guest, New York Giants center fielder Willie Mays, National League leader in batting and eventual MVP. Back to me, Jeffrey. Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody thinks that Johnny Carson was the first host of the Tonight Show. Nay. It was Steve Allen. Then after that, it was, oh God, what was his name? The guy, the hothead. Man, it's gone. It's gone out of my brain. But they were both very good. Steve Allen was amazing. And the guy after him, Jiminy Christmas.
Jack Parr.
Thank you, Jack Parr. He was great too. Johnny Carson, the gold standard. But yeah, but see, listen, you've had sports figures going on late night talk shows for forever. So, anyways, that was cool. Thanks, George. Thundar Santa Barbarian says 49ers have to live in the Bay Area. So whatever the results on the field, I pity them. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than San Francisco, California.
Well, someone was talking about how much of Brock Purdy's contract essentially goes to rent. It's almost all of it. He's can barely afford to live there, and he's an NFL player. Yeah. He's a starting quarterback of a team that could go to the Super Bowl.
He's probably sharing a place with 6 other guys. And I don't mean like that. Gamecock says, Erectinator sounds like the type of guy that would share a urinal. What the hell?
No, nobody should be that type of guy. What?
Okay. Yeah, I don't like the troughs. I don't care for the troughs.
I don't care for them either. And honestly,
I've had to use them. I've had to. I had no other choice.
Yeah. You know, when I was in Tennessee, the Chattanooga Lookouts, their bathrooms, the trough, and I was just like, man, I almost don't even want to drink here. I don't want to use it.
Blissful Hayes says David Letterman was the best late night host. Yeah, a lot of people think that too, but Johnny Carson set the standard, and that's exactly what David Letterman wanted, was to do the Tonight Show. But then, that whole thing got all screwy. So, no, I think even David Letterman would agree that Johnny Carson was the gold standard. Cardinal Art says Cardinals by 6. Pour me up a couple. Yeah, if you could pour him a couple drinks before we go, that'd be fine. Hopefully Randy will feel better, and we'll all be back tomorrow again. It's Thursday tomorrow, so you got your NFL fan pick'em picks. We have another session with the king of fantasy football, answering all your questions and stuff. And of course, we'll be cutting out for Lions and Packers at 4:30 p.m. So that'll be a fun show tomorrow. So be sure and tune in at 3 p.m. Hefty Lefty says, the guy that used to cup check dudes, in school, draws a line at trough urinal. Got it. What? It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The U.S. dollar is under attack, and it's becoming less and less valuable by the day. Hyperinflation and speculation is killing your retirement.